All right, folks. We're just 2 minutes away from the show we've all been waiting for, The Lion's Den. You know it's about to be crazy, interesting, and downright hilarious tonight. If you've been here before, you already know why this is one of the few shows that keeps you glued to the screen the entire time. The host, fearless. What can I say? The man's a legend. Handsome, well-built, and an intellectual powerhouse. Quick-witted doesn't even begin to describe him. This guy handles every topic like a pro and never misses a beat. And you can't forget Keenal from Black Man Travels. Deep thinker, always dropping knowledge, bringing those big conversations that really make you sit back and reflect. He's all about opening up your mind to new perspectives. Oh, and when Ronan steps in, it's a whole different vibe. The man brings balance, discipline, and humor all wrapped into one. He's the kind of guy that can crack you up 1 second and drop wisdom the next. This is grown folks talk. No nonsense, no drama. Just real, respectful conversations. They get into the deep stuff, but they always respect everyone's viewpoint. You can trust the Lion's Den to bring real, unfiltered, adult conversations with that perfect mix of intellect and fun. You've got your popcorn ready, right? Because in just about a minute, this place is gonna light up. Get comfortable, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and make sure you're locked in. Let's go. The Lion's Den is about to start.
All right, it's almost time. I've been waiting for this all week. Is it just me, or does time slow down when you're waiting for the Lion's Den to start?
Come on, let's go. I got things to say tonight. I'm ready to hop on the panel. You better have subscribed already. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and smash the like by now, what are you waiting for? You gotta support the Den, people.
Hit that notification bell too, unless you want to miss out and hear about it later.
This is the show you don't want to miss. Every week I'm here waiting. The energy, the conversations, is about to get real.
Tick tock, I swear this is the longest minute of my life.
Tick tock, tick tock. The panel tonight's gonna be fire. I can feel it. Who's joining tonight? Let's go. Hit that subscribe button already.
Yo, grab your popcorn, grab your drink. It's about to go down. You're not ready for what's coming. I got my snacks, my drink,
and I'm locked in.
Let's get this show started.
All right. Quiet down. The show's about to start. Everyone ready?
Silence. The Lion's Den is about to begin. Let's go.
Let's go. It's Friday night. You know what time it is. It's Lion's Den time, and we talking about an interesting topic. Brothers versus niggas. And you know, we got niggas all over the place now, especially in the travel groups, man. I mean, they're just, and they're the loudest talkers too, my God. So today we're going to talk about the difference between a decent, good brother out there doing the Lord's work while we traveling, and them damn ninjas destroying everything in their wake and giving us all bad names. What you got on that, Kanal? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Good.
You know, me not being an FBA, I had firsthand experience dealing with ninjas. I was raised.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to correlate FBA to ninjas?
No.
Okay. I just want to clear that up.
From the outside looking in, I could actually tell the difference between a black man brother as about his, about his business, about his family, about, building versus a ninja. Okay. I was raised in the projects in Miami. So trust me, I was around them. And man, yeah, I think we need to start separating ourselves as black people. This is a very touchy, controversial topic because it's gonna rub people the wrong way. And me being an outsider,
No. Let me clear this up because it seems like you're a little uneasy. As travelers in FBA, let me say this: a black American is a black American. That's no harm, no foul. Okay. A Pookie is a Pookie. It don't matter what culture you come from. You even got Pookies out there imitating the fact that they're black Americans, giving black Americans a bad name as well. So this is not about FBA, immigrate or anything like that. It's good brothers of a melanated tan skin of any tone versus the Pookies out there with those same skin tones giving us all a bad name.
And I want to make this clear. Don't get it twisted. There's a bunch of ninjas in the Caribbean too. And
absolutely.
I met a bunch of their asses, and trust me, I do my best to distance myself from them. So, but we talking about American ninjas, man. They a special type of breed, man, and it just, man, like I said, I've been raised around them. I see the foolishness that goes on, and the fact that they are embraced within our community. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem that we put these people in the forefront and not put our best and brightest. We don't recognize our brothers who are doing amazing things, our sisters who are doing amazing things. We want to celebrate ninjas. Right. And I think as people, I think it's time to create that line, create that division, put them ninjas on the island and set that shit on fire. So, hey, look, let me, hey, oh, this little one, man. Hey, say hi. She wants to grab
all right. Oh, there you go. See, boy. Hey, all you young men right here, this is a progression of life you should be transitioning into. After you get done with your little mongering phase, you should be finding a good woman to produce those right there. That's all the work you're supposed to be doing. You call yourself protector providers. Who you protecting, who you providing for if you ain't got a children and a wife? You know?
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's have this talk, man.
All right, Fearless. You over there in the box, man. You ain't said nothing yet. I know you raring to go. So what you got to say on this topic before we start?
I love the video, man. I love ninjas. I love the Pookies and the Ray Rays, brother. I mean, shoot. And the thing is, I love them to be who they are. I want them to be loud, obnoxious. I want them to go there and do that because that separates me from them. See, what you don't understand, if everybody was $100,000 person, 100,000 would be average. If everybody was a ninja, brothers like us couldn't stick out. So I love the fact they do that. Because when I come along, I become that diamond in the rough. I become that pearl that everybody's waiting for, that breath of fresh air. So let it go. Let them do it.
Down. Yeah. Because we're gonna be bumping heads tonight.
Let me say this, man. As much as we want to say that we want them to stand out, they stand out too goddamn much to the point where they don't see us.
Right.
And it gets to the point, especially here in Atlanta, man. Bro, I'm glad I live in the suburbs. I'm glad I live away from certain people because I don't have the tolerance for it anymore, man. I see it all over social media, see it in real life, and it's just pure fuck shit.
So you live around white people?
No, I live around a bunch of Asians.
Oh, even better, huh?
Shit, Fearless been in my area. Shit, he knows. I live around a bunch of Asians, some Koreans, some Chinese. And guess what, man? I can leave my damn door unlocked. I can leave my car shit unlocked. Man, I left my damn wallet plenty of times in the car unlocked. Still wake up in the morning and see my shit still there. I'm not, I don't have to worry about someone breaking in my car. Shootings, dumb shit. Why you staring at my girl where I'm literally daydreaming? Just a lot of bullshit, man. And it's just like it gets to the point where now their antics is overshadowing what all the contribution that all the true leaders and contributors of society has done in this country, because now they're being I'm not gonna say self-promoted, but they're being pushed in the forefront to represent us, and they don't represent us. And now with the whole passport scene, shit, it's the fuck shit dudes with passport that's getting all the views.
No, man.
That's very true.
And the thing is, if I call out the bullshit, I'm a hater. Like, we're the only race of people that call each other haters when we call out bullshit. Oh, you hating, dog? Why you stop making this money? Like, what the fuck? I mean, shit. I don't want to talk too much.
No. And that goes along with your first $10 super chat of the night, Brandon Hayes. He says the sad part is it doesn't matter what good brothers do or don't do. Some people view us all predators or pookies, even when we really aren't. Hip hop culture being pop culture doesn't help either. What y'all got to say about that?
I mean, one thing is I can't change. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One thing I know for a fact that we cannot change people's perception. They're gonna have a general perception of us. That's something we cannot change. Whatever perception that they have, fuck, it is what it is. But I know the type of person I am. I know what I could do and what I could offer. And if you want to think that I'm one of them, that's on you. You're missing out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this. What does sadden me is sometimes I feel that I have to prove myself. I don't know if that would be the word.
Right.
That, if an Asian walks in or someone else walks in, the reputation precedes them. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
One of my vehicles is an electric vehicle. And I have, for whatever reason, they sent out 2 chargers. And I've been selling one. So a gentleman called. He's from, you would know Tyler, Texas. So he kind of country. He called up and he's like, hey, I want to come get it. And I could tell he stayed on the phone a little longer with me just to hear how I was speaking. How they ask a few more questions, like what's the amperage on that? What's the charger on that? And I think I had to almost make him feel comfortable. Would that be the correct word? Let him know, if you drive in 2 hours to come up here, it's not a scam.
Yeah,
it's not.
I'm not going to clock you over the head and take your shit.
Correct. And it's almost like you have to prove yourself. Like, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, this is it. I understand. Here's the application that comes with it. This is the reason why. Where somebody else at face value is already given the benefit of the doubt. And that isn't because of anything that I did. It's whatever preceded me. And I'll give you a great case in point. Yesterday, during our live, we had Just John come on. And Just John said when he was a young man that he was bullied, talked about, they would cap on him. And these were a group of black people. And he had to admit that he started to hate black people. Let me be realistic. He started to hate them ninjas.
Correct.
That's really what it was. And his whole perception of the black community was those ninjas and how they acted. And it had to take somebody else to give him a different perception because of how them fools wanted to act. And that's how it's always been.
Sorry, the show you guys had yesterday was Just John was powerful, extremely powerful, man. I was listening to it during my workout this morning, and to hear this young brother share his testimony is amazing. And thank you guys for having this show on every Thursday to really have these real talk conversations. And I can relate to Just John because I experienced the same goddamn thing. All my bullies, all the harassment that I got, it wasn't from white folks. That's why I never been the person that say, oh, white supremacy, this shit, that shit. No, all the bullshit that I dealt with in my life as an immigrant was through ninjas. And again, I learned to know the difference between a brother, a black man that's there for the community, that's trying to build, versus a ninja that's here to destroy. And a lot of our hardship as immigrants, black immigrants in this country, did not come from white folks. It came from ninjas, man. And that's why a lot of us, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, just choose not to fuck with certain people, even within our skin tone. Mm-hmm. Because the shit that they went through, and I understand it's bullying, it's part of childhood, everything else, but a lot of this shit's traumatizing. Even when adults are being bullied by fellow black people who look just like you, but they want to feel superior because they got one leg up on you because they speak English and you don't. A lot of the hard shit that my mother went through, it wasn't through white folks. It was through ninjas. My best friend was murdered because of ninja. So for me, I don't care for them. Like when I say literally in the top of the hour, put their ass on the island and let them be on their own little merit, man. Because there's no way to rehab, to rebuild, or build any type of thing with them, because you know what? They're here to destroy, and we need to accept that. We need to accept that some of these people are parasites, man. And it's sad to say that. And it's just like we need to stop putting these motherfuckers in the forefront and really separate ourselves from them.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I was just talking to a veteran buddy of mine today about this topic. And let me lay some groundwork. Black people have been traveling as long as they were in the military. World War I, World War II. When we were fighting, we were traveling. Matter of fact, let's go all the way back to the independence of the United States. You realize after the Civil War was fought, Black soldiers went over and defended the Philippines against Spain and several other countries. We were fighting in other islands with the Spanish for rights for those islands as well. So Black soldiers have been fighting all over this planet for a while. So the ones that knew were the ones that were in the military. Veterans have been traveling this planet forever. Our number one phrase in any military branch, it doesn't matter which one you're in, is winning hearts and minds of the countries that you're in, understanding, respecting culture, showing them we are literally ambassadors every place we go when we're in the military. We have laid inroads to allow other Black people to travel and feel more comfortable when you get there because they're used to seeing us. And it ain't like the movies. It ain't like the YouTubers. It ain't like the hip hop movies and all the things that they see in social media that went before us and gave us bad reputations because that's all they saw on the movies and what was portrayed before they even saw a Black person. It was none of those things when they saw somebody that actually got off a ship, off a plane, and was actually serving in those countries. We established all that shit for generations. I'm talking since the 1800s. Black people been all over this planet and all these different countries. Y'all are just now discovering. Now, I'm not going to take that away from y'all, but at the end of the day, we put in a lot of goddamn work to make people comfortable around us, to let the few tear up all that generational work and still put us in a bad light to these people because a lot of them are growing up without the proper tutelage, knowing how to move, thinking they know everything, and we're just old school and we don't want to talk. We don't want to, we don't want to let them be who they are. I don't care who the fuck you are. Have some goddamn respect. If somebody like Kanal came into the United States like he was being bullied, you would tell him he needs to know fucking English. He needs to know how to fucking operate within the United States. And why are you talking that fucking gibberish? But when you go over there, do you show in kind the same fucking respect that you give them that you're expecting here? No, you don't. It's a double standard. And unfortunately, as we age out, they're not listening to us anymore. They're listening to the younger YouTubers that have the popularity, that are getting the views, the crash out dummies. And yeah, we can drop names, the J Rillos, this new dude, NYC, the fucking future, and all these other guys that are begging their asses off to go over these countries to crash out. That's the reputation that precedes all the work the veterans and Black travelers have been doing all these generations. They're tearing that shit up. And guess who's eating that shit up? The new YouTubers, the new travelers, the new young men that are still struggling in the United States, trying to find something decent in this world. They're following them because they see they're the ones that are the most popular. It's like back in the day when the drugs were running in the streets. Who was the guy they looked up to? The guy that had the money, the nice car, the shoes, whatever. That's the same thing. Now it's being propagated on YouTube, social media, and everything else. So when you say, nah, I don't care about that shit, I do. I put in too much work. Plenty of people came way before these guys, put in way too much work to let these few run around here and give the impression that all Black people are like them. Can't do it.
They are. They are.
Okay.
You know how I can say that? How many people do we have? Let's do this. Let's just break this down. How many people we have watching? And we talk.
Oh, I already said that. We already know what the popularity is. Everybody wants to see the crash out dummy. Everybody wants to see the
crash out. They just see that stupid dude.
They're used to the Jerry Springers. They're used to the Maury Povich shows. They grew up around that with their mamas watching TV. That's what they're used to.
Hold up. What I just said, Ronan, is how stupid are the Black people that watch that? Send money in. You want to watch a dude who is unemployed, who gets fired because he leaves to go out the country with no money, gets to a country with no money and begs you to buy his ticket. That's what you astound to. And then you wonder and you question why a white dude looks at you half crazy and look at you like you ignorant. I look at you like you ignorant, and I'm in your community. So how would a white dude say, hold up, let me get this straight. You send money to a guy to go overseas broke so you can watch him crash out with some prostitute?
Pretty much.
Come on. And then we try to justify it. So all y'all ninjas that watch it, them 300 guys watching it, them guys who sending money to that, y'all the ninjas. You can't get upset when you go overseas or you go don't even say go overseas. You go somewhere and white people looking at you and you want to be like, why are you looking at me like that? That's why they looking at you like that. It's the same reason, because you're ignorant. Your actions are ignorant. You support ignorance. So that's what they think of you. I can't understand it. There's no, that is the most, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard, where we, like you said, we celebrate the bottom of the barrel on everything. We celebrate, you get A's in school? Nerd. We don't celebrate that. You talk proper English? Nope. Can't celebrate that, man. You're talking white. Mm-hmm. You celebrate uneducated, broke, baby daddies, all of that. And I can't even say, and there's supposed to be people who are supposed to be educated who still put us in there. Your friend on that other channel that we don't like to talk about, he keeps saying, every time you go there and they say, oh, you're a passport bro. He gives his definition of a passport bro. Oh, they're going overseas and they say they want to find love, but none of them are doing it. They say they want to have a family, but none are doing it. And then I look at him and say, well, I'm married. I have love. Everything you saying that they are, I am not. And you still put me in this category. So that shows the ignorance of them. How even if you think you got common sense, you still putting people in those categories. So it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Got another super chat. You killing it over there already.
Oh,
yeah. Brandon, second super chat, $10. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, the other side is the Pookies and ninjas in our community attract a large sample size of the women and get a lot of media attention. Pookies refer to us as educated lames. This angers and frustrates pro-black dudes. Thank you, Brandon Hayes, man. I really appreciate you supporting the channel, man. You've been doing a lot for the past months, sending these cash up. Thank you so much. But just to respond to your comment, for one, I don't fuck with the pro-black dudes either, because they tend to sell a lot of fake dreams to people. I'm a realist, but also too, I don't support, in regards to the ninja attracting most of the ladies, let them do that. They creating their own community. And that's why I think it's important for us to create our own community with the sisters that want to build with us. Sisters that still chasing after ninjas, let them be, man. They deserve everything that's coming to them. They deserve everything that's coming to them. Let me give you a perfect example. I know this one girl, right? Beautiful girl. Her name was Nadine. Very beautiful, but she always was into drug dealers. She goes to Spain. She decided to do a drug run in Spain, of all places. She got caught. Served 10 years in prison. Again, this girl's gorgeous, beautiful, man. She served 10 years in prison in Spain. She gets out. They threw her a party like we always do. Throw people that come out of jail a party. She goes clubbing one night with her friends. I guess the drug deal that went bad, they came back and took care of it. So, and again, this is a girl that came from a mother and father household, was raised in the church, pretty girl, smart, but she always into the type of dudes.
Right.
And her life ended.
Look, I don't care. I say, brothers, I was watching Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm almost with Jesse Lee now. Forget them Negroes. Forget them. Because here's the thing. If you a black woman that only dated the Pookies and Ray Rays, don't get mad when a brother go to the white women, when he go to the Latinos, when he go to the Asians. You getting what you want. Stay with them. Look, don't be a chameleon. And then when you get 30 years old and got a few kids and you've been busted down, don't try to come back over. Stay where you at. Stay where you at. And let them brothers go somewhere else. Because I've never seen, I have Indians that live where I'm at, and I've never seen an Indian chase after the hood people. I've never seen it. I've never seen the Asians where I'm at saying, "Oh yeah, we want the ghetto." What they'll do is they play in the sand, but they don't live there. Like it's just like a costume they can put on. They gonna act it and they can sing the songs, but they not living it. See, the problem is the black people don't know how to separate fantasy from reality. You hear the song and you want to live it. You think that that's your reality. They don't. They laugh at you. That's why they listen and they go home back to the suburbs. So brothers, hey, I say go other places. Don't wait for them. If those women are attracted to that type of lifestyle, let them have it. Go there. You get exactly what you deserve. Exactly what you deserve. But they'll try to make it come up on you. And the sad thing is, Kanal, that same chick will have a baby at 20 by Pookie. 30, she meets you and try to get pregnant by you. Now, Pookie ain't never taking him to court for child support, but she gonna hound every time you get a job, every paycheck you get. She gonna try to make sure you pay for child support.
Right.
Crazy.
Let's get into our first video. And this comedian says a lot about fathers all the time, so we're gonna let it roll.
George Foreman,
fair use.
I said R&P to George Foreman. George Foreman died.
Yeah, he just passed away.
Man, I did not know that, man. R.I.P. George Foreman.
Absolutely. Y'all agree?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how we celebrate the smallest bullshit, like something that is already expected, but is celebrated. Like you taking care of your child, that's expected. You graduating from high school, that's expected. You just doing the right thing, that's expected. So it's just weird when I see we celebrate bullshit. And I'm like, really? Y'all celebrating that? Y'all doing all that for that? But it's what it is, man.
Look, man. I made a video, I think, on my other Fearless channel when I said, what was it? It said, people said you changed. I said, man, look, I changed my address, my phone, my tax bracket. I changed everything. I thought, and this is the worst mistake y'all can make. Go back to where you came from. Go back to your hood. I did. About 3 years ago, I went back to the hood, back to the high school friends, and I had one friend let me know, like a dude I grew up. He's like, yeah, I don't hang around here. He's like, I'm going here for you, and we out. I was like, what? Because you think you remember how you grew up, but you changed. Sometimes them ninjas don't change. We talking. And I guess they all, it was a group of guys. They were hanging out. So that's like me, Ronan, and Kanal. We hanging out. And then, I hit the lottery. Maybe get 10 million or something. And I still stay. I just moved to the suburbs a little bit. And Kanal and Ronan like, you owe me. He owe you. I'm like, what do he owe you? This is what they telling me. They like, man, this dude just hit and he moved out and he ain't give us nothing. And I'm just listening. I ain't saying a word. I'm trying to stay neutral. They plotting how they gonna rob him. They ain't know that. Let me tell you. These all supposed to be cool people together. They plotting how they gonna rob him for some money that he got that he don't owe nobody.
Right?
It's his money. I said right then and there. In my mind, I said, "Don't worry, brother. This is the last time y'all ever gonna see. Y'all might just have to like me on Facebook." Because that's it. I'm never coming. How is it that your people, one, they always think they owe something. Two, they the people who plotting against you all the time. The ones who you let in are the ones who plotting against you. Even in drug dealing, they like, oh yeah, we cool. We gonna rob his ass. Those ninjas, they don't want to bring you up on every aspect that they can. They're gonna try to bring you down to their level. I can't do it. I can't. When I remember when I was, I grew up in the hood. I went to hood places. Same thing, brothers shooting out. You always had to. If the club ended at 2:00, you're like, man, let's go ahead and start walking to the parking lot like 1:30. We can't wait till the lights come on. If you wait till the lights come on, you might as well you can't get to the parking lot because bullets don't have no name. When I went to college, I remember near the college place, there was like some white girls like, hey, you want to go to the club? Like, huh? This is the first time I ever went to the club and didn't feel like I got to look like, when you go to the club, you feel like you got to fight. You sitting back, you check like, what's up? What, you stepping on my shoes? You do. The first time I was like, these white people having fun. They ain't got no rhythm and don't know none of them care. They dancing how they want to dance. They doing what they want to do. They drinking. They having fun and whatever music. It doesn't matter. There was no tension. It was all entertainment. And that's when I knew there's a separation from how blacks party. It's all evil. It's like, how can I do it? To whites. I mean, that's like brother, white dudes going to Pulp Fiction saying, we got to shoot somebody. That would be asinine to them. But I was one of them people who was at Boys in the Hood and shit broke out. Shit, they was going at it. Crazy, man. In the hood. Yeah, I was in Boys in the Hood. And them brothers wanted to just start going at each other.
Damn.
And wonder why you couldn't have no good time. And I'm telling the chick, and that's when I said, you know what? I ain't any movie to going out. I'm going to the matinee. You ain't gonna catch a brother that late night movie that 10:00 when it's coming on. Nope, because that's where the ninjas is at. You can't listen to the because they talking throughout. And if you say something to them, you're gonna have to fight them. I'm going to the matinee, baby. I'm coming out when the light's still out, and it's even cheaper. The matinee time is cheaper. That's them ninjas. Mess it up for everybody, man.
And it's kind of sad that it's like you can't even go to certain places now. Because you know for a fact that after a certain time, okay, do you guys remember that show, The Gremlins?
Of course. Can't feed them after dark. Don't get away.
Don't feed them
after midnight. Yeah.
That, you know what? And it's sad to say that's our community.
You think that's a correlation between the Gremlins and black folks?
The movie Gremlins, guys. I don't know if you guys remember the movie Gremlins, the first one.
Yeah, that's
the very first one, because I think there was 1, 2, and 3.
Strike.
The first one,
Yeah.
The first one, when he got wet and he ate late and all that shit popped off, that's the black community.
Oh, it is. That was actually when they make it.
I'm sorry, man. I know I'm Haitian. I ain't supposed to be saying that shit, but it is what it is, man. Hey, if you guys watch the Gremlin, I wish we could play that shit and see what it looks like. Like, goodness. Dude, that's a ninjas. Those are a bunch of ninjas. The Gremlin is the black.
That's
is the
a
brother.
good correlation right there, bro.
No, I'm serious. The Gremlin. The Gremlin is the productive brother, nice brother, trying to do the right thing. Then of course he go eat some damn chicken wings and got wet. Hey, he did eat some chicken wings. I ain't trying to be racist about it. He did eat some chicken wings.
That's some racist shit.
No. If you actually watch the movie again, like he eats chicken wings.
It was chicken wings, huh?
It was chicken wings. I think that movie was.
That's it, man. That's them ninjas right there.
I'm serious, man.
Oh,
they ate chicken wings and he got wet. And okay, we're gonna use the water for Hennessy. So the Gremlin drank some Hennessy and ate some chicken wings, and the Gremlin became the damn monster that you see on the screen.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, come on, guys. Guys don't see the correlation on that?
Oh no, I do. Yeah,
I do. My goodness.
And again, guys, when we watched this, we were kids, we were young when we first watched that. But now watch it as an adult, you see so much like, goddamn, this is the goddamn community.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
And they try, and who is it? The white dude trying to warn him. Look, these Negroes. you look. I'm letting you know. Don't do this.
Don't feed them after 12 o'clock. And you certainly don't want to get them wet.
Mm-hmm. Because you know them ninjas, they don't like to clean up after themselves.
Oh my goodness. I never even thought about that. That's crazy, man, how that works out. And I remember brothers always calling each other gremlins. Shit, if that don't fit the fucking glove, man. Your hand fits right in that shit. Damn.
I'm curious to the chat, man. Because we was talking about the support of people. Why do y'all watch and support those other folks? I'm just curious why that is. Y'all got to explain what is it to me, because y'all can say I'm watching for the crash out. That can only be entertaining so long. Why y'all sending money? What are y'all? Because I heard people saying I'm sending. I don't know why y'all sending money. You want to send money to watch another dude poke a woman? Is that it? Or I don't. You can't do it. What is the theory behind it? Because it's not giving you any knowledge. I can understand if you get it because you're saying, hey man, I'm sending cash apps to you guys because I want to support your channel. I like what you guys do. And maybe that's why y'all sending them that money.
You know. They ain't doing none of that. But yeah, go ahead and answer up on the chat. We're gonna play this next video. And then I'm gonna get into some diabolical shit through AI.
Actually, before you start rolling, I think there's a super chat from Brandon. He has a question to ask the panel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Brandon Hayes, thank you again for the $5 super chat. I do have a question for the panel. Who would you guys say is the biggest enabler of Pookie? Some say it's the black women, others argue it's black man's fault. So what do you guys think?
Who is the guys?
I'll say the black women. And the reason I'm saying black women is if black women were attracted to prominent men, men would start being more prominent. We adjust. You know, a guy as a seeker. It's like if I go hunt. When I go hunt and the prey changes or what they do is different, I adjust to the prey that I'm hunting. So women started saying it was okay to be a Pookie and a Ray Ray. It was okay to be this guy. And so guys became more of that. And that's what when I hear girls say, I don't like how guys approach. I said, it had to work. If a dude's like, yo, what's up, girl? Yo, what's up, baby? Come here. Yo, let me holler at you. If no woman ever came to him, he wouldn't say it again. He would do something different. But some chick was like, they came to him. So it worked. Because no guy keeps saying the same thing over and over and nothing ever happens. We adjust our game to the prey that we going to. Right. So it's the women that said they're going to start accepting that. And then it started going higher and higher, more ridiculous, more ridiculous. How crazy can you get? Oh, I like that. And so I think the women started accepting that and the guys became more what they accepted.
I might go along with that theory, but I would put it this way. The women were more attracted to the Pookies, so good brothers started acting like Pookies because they wanted the women's attention as well. They became what they didn't want to be because they wanted a woman. But let's play this next video real quick.
There's a big difference between niggas and black people. Black people work hard, have respect for themselves. They want more out of their life. They're productive, they contribute to society, they are working on rebuilding themselves, their community, so on. You have a respect for where you come from. You know exactly the challenges that your family's going through. You work to be the best that you can be. Now, when it comes to niggas don't really care about their representation. Niggas don't really care about anything. Nigga culture and nigga identity is a big problem within the black community. We just don't want to call it out. Niggas represent the worst of the black community in their loudness, their obnoxiousness, and this is black women, black men, all across the board. And sadly, it seems as if these people are the majority, when really they're the minority. They're just the loudest ones in the room.
Facts. And we all
I mean, are they? Are they truly the minority?
I think they are.
No.
No,
But
they
ninjas
are
are the minority.
ninjas are the minority in the black travel space. Absolutely. But they are the loudest in the room. They're the ones that get the most attention. They're the most brazen. So they're the ones that are getting the most views. Not that we're hating. We don't care. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that are calling all the attention. And my biggest thing about that is the attention, while being negative, is also educating the younger ones that are coming up that are wanting to travel, as this is a shining example of what success is. Look at all the views they're getting. Look at all the money they're getting in their channel. Why not do this instead of doing it the other way? So now you're rebuilding and reinforcing this treatment and this action with these newer YouTubers and these newer travelers going out there doing the same thing because they want the same results. They want that money. They want to be able to travel for free on somebody else's dime and have all those same experiences. Why work hard? I can have somebody else pay my way.
I mean, just beyond the travel space, I don't think the ninjas are a minority. I wouldn't even say that because they don't die, they multiply. And
here we go to the gremlins.
it is what it is, man. And I mean, someone made a comment that there's a lot of self-hate in this group. And that's the problem, man. It's like we can't check ourselves. And when we do, you're a hater or you this, you that. While other races group, they don't promote all the negativity in their culture. We do. And I don't think that ninjas are the minority. I think I would say 50-50. They seem to be the most loudest one because they want to be seen. And I think it's important that we need to start, separating ourselves from them, like make it clear that we don't have no interest in being around these type of people. Because again, if they're not willing to change and adapt to what's happening around us, especially in this global economy, this global life, man, we're going to be left behind. Is what it is. And we don't stay on code either. So
it's a good point Kevin Rones brings up. Is it self-hate or is it accountability?
I don't know. All I know that is like they definitely get the most attention. When people think of black people, it's not in a positive light. I mean, as much as we travel overseas, they think we're either rappers or athletes. And of course, everybody want to say, "What's up, my nigga?" And how do you correct that? How do you correct that image, that perception that it's okay to use that word around us? But we say so freely open around each other.
You know what? We the only group that you can go around the world and they can say nigga to you.
Yeah.
If you white, nobody say honky or cracker. You can go to Asian, they'll be like, hey, honky, hey, cracker. You can go to the Indian community. They ain't saying that. Latinos are so brazen that if you come down in Texas, LA, New York, it's just part of their language. They like, I grew up with black people. So there's no other group that, they don't say, white people can go somewhere and nobody says, hey, what's up, my cracker? What's up, honky? You never would hear that. But we accept it worldwide. We are called nigga. I don't care what you can go to Asia, over in Thailand, it'd be like nigga. You go to Colombia, you walk through the
streets, they know that word, period.
Yep. Man, you walk through the streets of Cartagena, they will make a rap song for you. Because I had, you know how they do it, Canal. Yeah. You walking through Cartagena, them dudes come out rapping. Yo, my nigga, my nigga. They don't speak no English, nothing, but they can say nigga word and they'll say it to you. No other group allows that. And no other group does this. Canal, I know you probably have been around affluent white people. Affluent white people ain't never associating with, talking like, trying to be like trailer park trash.
Nope.
It don't happen.
Nope.
A white woman who's affluent ain't even trying to, that's not even in their category. Trailer park trash, they look down upon that. They're not even speaking the same language. But we do. We think we are monolith. He had to make it. Look, if a dude, you'll never see a dude going to Harvard say, I gotta go help help out my trailer park people. They not going back there. They not even dealing with it. They've separated themselves. Why is it that we always have to reach back to the hood to try to help somebody out, even if we're not from the hood?
Right.
If you never grew up in the hood, you never associated with the hood, but they expect you to always go back and help the hood out. No group does that. Why is that? Why do we all? I want to find that word. Survivor's remorse. I think that's
it's survivor's remorse. And that was from the trauma from yesterday. That's the guilt that men have for surviving an ordeal while their brothers or people they were close to passed away. It's called survivor's remorse. You're absolutely correct. But here's a diabolical thing. It's a very philosophical situation, and I like this Arab guy that goes through these different cycles and asking ChatGPT of all questions, if I was the devil, how would I make good men look bad?
Hey ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you destroy men in the 21st century?
If I were the devil and I wanted to destroy men in the 21st century, I'd start by removing their sense of purpose. I'd make them comfortable with mediocrity. I'd drown them in distractions, video games, endless scrolling, mindless entertainment, until years slip by and they wonder why they never built anything meaningful. I'd distort masculinity itself. I'd make strength seem toxic, leadership oppressive, and responsibility a burden. I'd make men ashamed of being men, stripping them of their natural role as protectors and providers, leaving them directionless, weak, and dependent. I'd promote pleasure over progress. I'd make them chase dopamine hits instead of real fulfillment, porn instead of real relationships, junk food instead of health, short-term gains instead of long-term success. I'd make vice feel like freedom and discipline feel like imprisonment. I'd sever them from faith. I'd make them believe that religion is outdated, that submission to God is weakness, and that morality is subjective. I'd fill their minds with nihilism and hedonism until they believe life has no real meaning beyond chasing their next high. I'd keep them alone, weak, and vulnerable, because a man with no tribe, no purpose, and no faith is the easiest to control.
Wow. Wow.
And that's a computer telling you how they're going to break down society. Now, y'all think about what that's saying, that a computer is that smart to understand what they're doing to our community specifically. I mean, you can't say much after something like that.
I mean, I think that's today's black community, man. I'm just going to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
This is today's black country, the Caribbean islands. And again, when I say black community, I don't mean just America. I mean black communities all across the globe, because they're not winning. I don't know one single black community is actually winning across the globe. All through Europe, through Africa, through Asia. I don't think any of those communities are winning.
Right?
They don't want us, man. Shoot, it ain't even about you talking about African Americans or Pookies. The Chinese don't want them Africans over in their country. They going over there. What are they known for? Nigerian. You trying to scam somebody?
Oh, wait a minute.
Scamming
Wasn't it when the pandemic happened, even though it came out of China, they tried to blame all the Africans that were in China. It was their fault.
Yeah.
But they go over there and do the crazy shit. They go over scamming somewhere. I mean, the black people are known worldwide as the worst.
Yeah.
No matter what. And the sad thing is, when you travel to those places that Africans or something are, we try to differentiate ourselves by saying, "Oh, I'm an American." That's the sad part.
Yeah. But there is a difference.
We that bad.
That blue passport has a lot more power than some of those African nations. Real quick, shout out to D Ward. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. Appreciate your support all the time, brother. Thank you very much. I got to flip one to that. You know me, I'm the religious moral compass kind of guy, level-headed. Let's get into this. Let's really get into this.
Hey ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it?
If I were the devil and I wanted to keep people as far away from God as possible without them realizing it, I wouldn't do it by outright denial. That's too obvious. Instead, I'd work in subtle distractions, small shifts in focus that seem harmless, but over time create a massive distance. I'd start by corrupting mainstream religion, turning it into a tool for control, hypocrisy, and division. I'd make people obsessed with this life, their ambitions, their desires, their status, not by telling them to abandon faith, but by making them too busy for it. I'd fill their time with constant noise, social media scrolling, endless entertainment, mindless consumption, until silence becomes uncomfortable and self-reflection feels impossible. I'd make instant gratification the ultimate goal. I'd make sin feel like self-expression, like freedom, like something to be proud of. I'd reframe obedience to God as oppression and rebellion as liberation. I'd make them think they're too intelligent to submit, too modern to follow divine guidance. I'd make worship feel like a burden instead of a refuge, and acts of devotion seem outdated. And above all, I'd make sure they never realize what's happening. Because the greatest trick isn't to make them reject God, but to make them forget him.
But that's even go with black men.
Yeah.
What do our women say? I don't need them man no more.
Nope.
I'm masculine enough. They've got it so ingrained in themselves that they don't think that they need us. The black community, no other, and it's black women, because no other women say, I don't need our man. Even the women, and Kevin Samuels called this out, the women who were writing the books and the stories of feminism was with their husband. Was with their husband. They made y'all believe that that's what was right. They tricked you into doing that. And they believed it, hook, line, and sinker. And here's the thing, man. It's really about culture and not about money. Kanal, you've been in DR a lot. The first thing in the morning, what you see is somebody out there. It don't matter how poor they at. They be out there sweeping their side.
Sweeping, yeah.
Clean.
In the morning, and you see some elderly person, either an older man or older woman, sweeping the damn sidewalks, picking up trash.
Clean. Yes.
And, you know,
neighborhood.
Yeah. And again, we're so quick to call these countries third world countries and everything else, but yet their mindset of what quality living surpass us as Americans. You know, we don't do that. We don't have that sense of community. Like in Dominican Republic, there is a sense of community. People look after each other. Everyone know who you are. Like even when I walk around in my own area where I live, in DR, they you know, at first I get the stares, but after 2 weeks, like, okay, he lives here. But the fact that they pay attention to that and they take pride. You don't see trash all over the floor. You don't see abandoned vehicles. You know, if a car is there, it's being worked on. So it's just different, man. And I think we just don't have that sense of community. And it's sad that when we try to build or rebuild, we don't get the help and support that we need to actually do it.
I wouldn't even go further. Just say where you said you live at, where Asians are at. Mm-hmm. Where I'm at, I can see a lot of Hispanics. You ever go to the Asian hood or the Hispanic hood where they poor? Poor does not mean dirty. Poor don't mean ignorant. Their hallways don't smell like piss. It ain't all this stuff where they just got everything
not dropping
all
trash right near the trash can. It's like your fat ass, or I'm sorry, your dumb ass couldn't take the chance to like walk your ass to the damn garbage can and drop the garbage in the can, but no, you just threw it right there on the floor.
So that's them Pookies and Ray Rays, and Phukettes and Rayonettes, or whatever you want to call.
You know what, man? You know what?
Raisins.
I'm gonna take it to this level from an economic perspective. You know, I lived in the Hispanic community in Miami, and there was nothing but businesses, mom and pop shops, all that stuff. Asian community, it's nothing but businesses. Why there's no businesses in the black community? Because once we open a business in the black community, the ninja's gonna go ahead and rob it and increase the insurance. While you go to other communities, Albanian communities, Jewish communities, Hispanic community, Asian communities, they have running operating business that's not being robbed?
I said that. I said I was driving around and the wife needed something, and we pulled into, I think it was like Fiesta Market. You know, the Fiesta. I don't know if you have Fiesta up there. It's Latino grocery stores.
Okay.
So you got the grocery store, and then all around it, you got the pastry shop, you got the jewelry shop, you got the liquor. All of that was Latino owned.
Right.
Everything, their restaurant, everything in this one strip mall was Latino owned. Brothers can't have nothing. When a brother gets a nice restaurant here in Dallas, what the chicks want to do? They want to twerk on the table.
When the owner comes out and tells these people in Dallas, please do not do that, respect my restaurant, they protest the dude. I'm like, this is the owner of the goddamn restaurant telling you do not do this. There's people here on a Sunday with their family and kids. Guess what the damn community do? They go out there and protest it, and the shit went out of business.
So think of what you just said. I don't want ghetto stuff in here. We protesting you because we couldn't do our ghetto shit in your restaurant. The same people would not have gone to a chart house and got on there and did their twerk, but they disrespect black people all the time.
Facts.
They can't have nothing. That's why it's almost sad. It is a blemish for you to say you're a black-owned business.
Yeah.
Don't say you black-owned. I ain't. I'm not sure, nope. I can't. I can't do it. The only black-owned business I would have is a weave shop. If I was selling some weave, if I was doing some nails, something like that.
Correction for the weave shop. It's African braids that actually attracts a lot of business. So you put African on it, it'll attract more business versus if you were to say black owned.
Racial.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, let me read this $10 super chat from Darnell Elliott. Appreciate the love and the support, brother. We support Pookie. What? Why support a Pookie when you can support a Marine? I was like, hold on, wait a minute. We support him. Anyway, for only 9 more yellow super chats, you can feed a starving jarhead for 2 weeks in the Philippines. Sorry, Ronan, I had to throw you under the sword. Well, I appreciate the $10 super chat and the support. This is Philippines or Bust Month. I am actually going to be closing up shop here in North Houston and moving toward transitioning to living in the Philippines for at least the next 2 years. So this is the last time you're going to see all this stuff behind me, the way it's set up. Some of this is going in storage and some of it's coming with me. You know, the sign's coming with
far away from them ninjas.
Oh, I am definitely going far away from the ninjas in a secluded province, away from a lot of ninjas. Even though Filipino are dark melanated people as well. So,
hey guys, what's your take when Big Meech came out of prison and everybody made it like I was appalled. I was appalled. I was embarrassed by that shit. I'm like, wait, y'all
got LeBron James screaming out or shouting out fucking Big Meech. LeBron James. This brother kept his nose clean his whole life playing basketball. Never went to jail, never did any of that shit. And he's shouting out a fucking criminal, a known murderer, a drug dealer, as if that's something great to be shouting out. We are twisted in our minds in our community.
Twisted? That ain't even it. Let's see. Snoop Dogg can get on national TV and do a crip walk. You can have a Super Bowl where Selena, what's her name? The tennis player? What's that woman's name? Yeah, can start crip walking. She ain't lived in Compton. She was 12 years old. What the hell? What patronage you got to go and you got to do something to gangsters? Who does that? You ain't a gangster. You a multi-millionaire, and you still feel the need to be hood. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
You got to get your street cred up.
I don't know of a country song out there that's like, you know, I had to hit my woman, I had to shoot this. None of that. They just don't even sing like that.
No,
it's
and
just
I love country
that
music.
we would do that.
I love country music.
I mean, speaking of country music, I think ninjas killed the damn club scene. There's no club scene anymore. Ninjas have killed the nightlife for black folks. There's not a place where we could go and just go out there and enjoy ourselves, dance, and not worry about bringing that low vibration energy. You know, that fearful that something could pop off. Like, people don't understand the amount of issues and turmoil that ninjas have brought into these communities, and we continue to support the fuck shit because we think it's cool. Like, I remember being in high school, you know, just me trying to talk, you know, a certain way. I was considered, oh, why you acting, you know, you're Oreo. I was a skater. I was a skateboarder. Why are you riding a skateboard? That, you know, black folks don't ride skateboards. But then again, once I dumbed down myself, and I felt like I was dumbing down myself talking a certain way.
Yeah.
No, but I felt it. Like, I literally felt like, damn, I feel stupid. But I was accepted. So it's just sad, man.
So a lot of people want to be accepted more than they want to speak up to justice and morality or immorality and ethics. Real quick, Playdog says 2 years, Ronan. No, make it a lifetime. Don't end up like Sunshine Shoulders or Calvin. He's about to relapse. Yeah, I just watched that video where he said he made a big mistake coming home, but he just came home because he had to get his passport and some other things he let expire. But yeah, he's trying to get out of here as quick as possible to get back to the Philippines. That brother is not happy being home, even though it's nice for half a second. But, you know, people don't change when you come back here. They're doing the same old shit, you know. Shout out to Darnell for another $10 super chat. He's competing with Brandon over there on Canal's channel. Seriously, chat, if you can donate to a bum like Jay Rillo, you can support a man that actually gives you value and served his country. 8 more yellow super chats for his goal. And good point at Black Man Travels.
But my thing is this: why is that we're called a hater when we try to course correct? Why is that?
Because the ninjas don't want to course correct, man. They like it the way it is. They like being like that. Let's think about this. What expectation do you have for a Jay Rillo?
None. Absolutely nothing beside that crash out.
So if you have no expectation, what does he have to strive to? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So it's easy. Mediocrity is easy, man. And people like to strive for mediocrity.
I don't know, man. And it's sad, like, all this is translating to the travel space. You know, when I was traveling to a lot of these countries that the passport bros are going now, you know what? For once, I'm not going to go ahead and disrespect the passport bros because these dudes are not passport bros. The type of energy that these dudes are bringing is very bad. And the thing is, people are going to assume that we all act this way. And again, I understand they only going to the Sasuas and the Cartagenas and now the Pattaya. But it's like, once after one person does and he sees he can make money off of it, they're going to multiply. And now there's countless more doing this. And it's just like they're setting the wrong type of trend for the younger travelers to go ahead and experience travel. Like, for us, we're considered the old heads. They're not going to listen to us. We don't know anything. But
here's the thing. That's what those young dudes want to do. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. They're not trying to travel for the same reasons we want to travel. They want to do that. They want to go to one section, do one thing, and talk proud of it. Like, bro, it's easier to get it the right way. Where you Do the J Rillo way. Where you paying a chick, you think she cool with you, she stay over, and now the price went from 75 to 175, and she calling the police. Well, I can have somebody do it for free.
All right.
Willingly.
There's a comment about America Talk Live. For BMT, for BMT, you did it too in your youth. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that dumb shit.
I never traveled up for them hoes, man.
I never done that.
I always, that was my first trip. I remember like to Jamaica. That was just a byproduct of anything I did. I mean, everything I did was just a byproduct. I always went for the culture, the education, to see things I never seen before. It's just like, you know, like that's like me saying, oh, I played football for the chicks. No, that's a byproduct of what happened. That was not my goal. I don't make money for chicks. I don't go to work every day for chicks. That's a byproduct of what happens.
Right. But let me play this next video, and it's from a female's perspective. So let's listen to what a female might say.
This applies to women too, but really for black men, I feel like a lot of us misconstrue black men, real black men, with black men have a bad representation on the internet, the media, and a lot of, not all black women do this, I'm not saying that, but a lot of black women do this thing where F black men and this and that and the third, when that's a you problem, not a black man problem. You don't know every black man on the planet. A black man is actually going to go above and beyond for himself, of course, but also for his family, actually showing that he is a great leader, and this is a man that you want to submit to. This is a man that can provide, whether you have a traditional marriage or a relationship or a 50-50 marriage or relationship. Stop letting the internet feel like because they hear you hit the word 50-50, oh wait, you gonna be running him. Okay, you allow people to be in your relationship, that's on you. First of all, a black man is also going to know what he's doing with raising a child, especially a son. Now, a nigga just gonna sit there and feed you a bunch of lies, and gonna sit here and play games with you, knowing that it's gonna make you look crazy at the end. And not every nigga has braids and saggy pants. I hate when they do that, just try to put it on thugs, like other black men can't be a nigga as well.
Let me address something your man said, BMT.
I was gonna address that as well. I was gonna address that as well.
What he doesn't understand is, do you think that there's a difference between the guy that was on Pretty Woman and Iceberg Slim? Entirely different. If a man goes somewhere, like you say, I went somewhere and I had the entertainment of a woman next to me and we had a good time, that's entirely different than the mongering that these guys do. They haggling over $25. They haggling over a dinner. All of this is just crazy. Real men don't do that. If he's paying for the company of a woman, it's I got to find woman that has my time, that we're going to do something that I enjoy. The mongers are just like, what can I do tonight with you? How can I just get this? A true person that has it is like, nah, I'm doing this for my time because I want someone beside me when I enjoy the things that I do. Sex is a byproduct of it.
Yeah, and just to be clear, for clarification, I mean, I've been traveling for over 20 years before social media, before all this hype shit. I was going to these countries before they even knew there were Black Americans. The first time I ever seen a Black American. Now, these are places I was going where they were like wanted to take pictures because they never met a Black American person before, even though I'm Haitian. Now, have I donated to a special cause? Yeah, I have. In return, I had a good time. So I want to make this clear. I never positioned myself to be this righteous, Scout boy, Boy Scout type of guy. I never positioned myself that. I mean, I travel fearless. I travel with a few other guys, and they see how I move. But at the same time, I don't deal with fuck shit. I don't deal certain things. I don't put myself in a position where I have to depend on certain people to do certain activities. Nor would I put myself where I want to disrespect myself in the process or misrepresent black men overseas. So again, do I go out and have a good time? Do I go to the strip clubs? Yeah, I still go. Shit, I'm a man. If I want to have a good time, go grab a drink, smoke a cigar, see some ass shaking, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But at the same time, it's how you conduct yourself in the process.
I agree.
I never travel leading with that mindset. Like this is the only way for me to get some ass. I got to go overseas. Bro, I was getting ass in Miami, Chicago, Texas.
Yeah, ass here in the United States.
LA, New York. I was getting it here. I was getting in Montreal, Toronto. I ain't had to leave the US to get it. So
let me show you the difference between it. And I didn't have this. This is just one of my props. This is the difference between the black man and the monger he's talking about. It's a strip club. Black man. Ninja. That's the ninja. That's the difference. That's the ninja, man. They don't know how to control themselves no matter where they at. The ninja is the person that has to be seen outside. He has to go somewhere where I got to prove to everybody what I'm doing. The guy who's traveling doesn't want to be. He's going undercover. He's there enjoying himself. He's not caught. The one thing that you don't want to do when you're in those other countries is draw attention to yourself, especially if you're a foreigner. The mongers,
exactly,
those pookies, they want all the attention on them, and that's how they get robbed.
All eyes on me.
What's wrong with going to a strip club?
Man, look, wait, hold up. First of all, guys, do I give off this righteous, like,
no, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's why I get the
like, honestly, if you guys met me in person, I'm a party person. I like to have a good time. Shit, we had a great time in Cuba, and Phil with his wife, we were out there getting drunk, like bouncing around, like just doing all type of shit. No, I never give the impression, bro. Every country I've gone to, I've been to a strip club. Every country I've been to, I go there, check out the town, and see how it is, enjoy, have a drink, have a smoke. Enjoy myself, man. Well, I mean, not all things are bad. I mean, shit. I do enjoy myself a little bit. I am a man.
Right.
Okay. Excuse me.
Let me read this $10 super chat from Darnell, who's pulling in the lead over Brandon over there. Anyway, Darnell, thank you for the $10 super chat. Fearless and Ronan, if you guys like country music, pull up Johnny Rebel, and I will super chat $20 each to Black Man Travels and Fearless if you play 2 songs live. And I will never listen to country. And you will, he said 2 live, and you will never listen. I don't care about the song. I'll listen to it. But unfortunately, because they're copywritten, we will wind up 3 channels will get copyright strikes for playing songs from whoever that's got a label. So unfortunately, we can't play it, but I'll listen to them. I'll let you know.
How about if I can name off a whole bunch of country songs? I ain't talking about the new dude. I'm talking about Conway Twitty, Merle Haggard. See, these people y'all don't even know. That's how far I can go back. Yeah, these is the long ways. All of them. Johnny Cash.
I mean, right after Negro spirituals, I like country music because they sing to the heart of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Even the old steel guitar, all that
banjo.
Yeah. Back when they used to have the Grand Ole Opry, I used to watch that.
Yeah.
So no, I ain't
Charlie Pride. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about. Y'all know Ray Charles used to sing country music. What are you talking about? Aaron Neville. Well, y'all know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing about these people.
Hey, I'm gonna play one more video, and then we're getting close to an hour and 15 or hour and 17 minutes, and we might go ahead and open up the panel for a little while.
Open the panel up, man.
But I'm gonna play this, but it's not just about black people too, because good white people.
The only men who are truly struggling to find a good woman are good guys, truly husband material. It's like some kind of twisted cosmic joke, isn't it? You got a loyal, decent, genuine guy, and all he wants to do is to have a good relationship. He wants to settle down and have a good life. But here's the fucking kicker. he's still single. Why? Because the same women who claim they want a good man, they're busy chasing the toxic ones, drawn to chaos like a fucking moth to a flame. It's almost poetic, isn't it? All these women who say they can't meet a good man. But when a good man is standing right in front of them, they look past him. Ladies, wake up. There's a lot of really good, genuine, kind men. Open up your eyes. Forget the fancy cars. Forget the fancy watches, fancy boats and houses. Look inside. Goodness exists. Let's go.
Yep.
You guys agree?
I agree.
I agree.
I
but you know what? But you know what? I think there are a lot of good women out there who are introverts. They don't, they don't go out to the streets. They stay in the house and they want to be a good wife. And somehow the good brothers and the good wife and the good sisters, they're overlapping or overpassing.
But you know what happens with the good girls? They go out with the ratchet ones that drag them out.
No. I'm not talking about.
Let me get my thought out. A lot of these girls, they have other women that are around them, and they see that this girl is a good girl, but she just.
But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that are introvert that don't go out. Just like the good brothers out there who are introverts that don't go out, they're not meeting each other. I'm not talking about the ones who are out there on the streets, man. It's like,
well, no. Sometimes what I was trying to say is sometimes some of those good girls get drug out because they have the ratchet ones around them too, and they'll pull them out and they'll put them in that circle. And you can't pick that good girl out, even if she was in a club, from the ratchet ones. And then they're gatekeeping the fuck out of that good girl with their ratchetness and probably sending the dude that might be qualified to actually talk to her, oh, he's a lame. Well, that's the same lame that she needs. But y'all going to stop them two from talking in the club that girl's never been to in her life. That happens too. I mean, but we're gonna
most of them good girls. Look, here go the issue. Them good girls ain't at that club. That's one thing. If they anywhere, they a happy hour at the bar. They not out at night. Like the chick told me, the only thing open after 12 is legs. That's it. And a lot of them ain't out there. They at the grocery store. They at the little pop-up shops. That's where they at. That's where you had to find them. The problem is we looking. Yep. Exactly.
And trust me, there's a lot of good brothers out there who are home that want to go out and meet these type of good women, but they just don't have the guts to go out and do that. So they're missing each other.
Right.
I still believe. I believe we shouldn't try to persuade these women to go after good men. If they don't want the good man, let them be who they want to be. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Because if you marry that woman that don't want to be with you, she gonna act like she don't want to be with you. So don't tell her to forget about the house and forget about the car. I disagree with all that. No, if that's what she want, she gonna remind you of that every day. That she in your house. Why we not in a bigger house? Why you driving that Toyota? I'm telling you, it's gonna come out. So why would you want to be married to somebody that's not happy with you? So that's why I say let them be with whoever they want to be with, because I don't want to be with a woman that's not happy. That's not gonna make me happy. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be with you talking about, well, your cousin got a Jag. Why you ain't got one? Or you know what I'm saying? You want to hear that for 20 years?
That's when I'd be like, your cousin got a fat ass. Why ain't you got one?
Oh man. Anyway, hey, Passport Blueprint, what do you got on this topic? Thank you for joining the panel tonight.
You guys came up with some very excellent points. There's so many I lost track, but I want to just say this, and this is what ticks me off. A lot of people don't think about their image and how it affects the next man. And I'm gonna give you one prime example. And I'm gonna talk about this brother. He's not even a passport bro, Johnny Somali.
Yeah,
wow.
Crash out dummy.
Yeah. I lived in Israel for 3 years. The only blacks that's primarily there are the blacks from Africa, Ethiopia. They have a community there. me as an African American was like a very extreme rarity. Because we hear about going to Israel, we thinking about terrorism and all this other stuff going on. We ain't want to go over there. But I went over there for school. I was one of the extreme few. If you could find another African American, I couldn't find another African American on campus if I tried. But I set an image, you know, a different pace out. People didn't really, you know, see African Americans. Now, all of a sudden, this little jackass goes over there and creates all types of hell, which pissed me off. Even though I don't like the country's politics right now and what they're doing, he goes over there and he starts this whole types of hell. What type of image he just left for the Black American community? We're not talking the Africans. We're talking the Black American community. And this is what we got to start looking at. When you go overseas, what you do and then putting this stuff out on social media reflects everybody. And whether you care or not, you better start caring, because I can guarantee you those people and like Cartagena and Medellin and all that stuff, they may be saying gringo out in public, or they may be saying negro behind the scenes, of who's actually doing it. And that's something no one's thinking about.
Yeah, that's very true. You know,
but do you hate being the representative of your people? And I only say that because this, like, just past weekend or week, the wife had an aunt come in. You know, she hadn't seen her aunt in like 17 years. So they straight, like, look, they've been here. They the people who've been here 30 years and still don't speak English. That's the type of Latinos they are. But, you know, so that means they hang around their community. They all around Latinos. Everything they do is in that area. So when they come here, they see like a black dude. And I guess they was, you know, you never know what to expect. So when they left, they were like, oh man, I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to do this. So the perception was entirely changed on whatever they may have felt or wanted to feel prior to that. But why is it that I have to be the representation for all black people?
I wasn't trying to be a representation of nobody. I was representing me, myself, and I, those three people.
All right. So let me say this. Why does Johnny Somalia represent all black people then?
No, it wasn't. I don't think he represented. It's just when you have, just to give you another example on that, the stuff he did in Japan. Now you got brothers going over there who's just filming stuff for their channel. Now they're getting the cops called on them. That's what I'm saying. It's just a domino effect. It's because of one. Because these people don't really rationalize it like the way they, you know, we rationalize things, because they don't have that constant interaction with us over there. We're not a big community over there where they can come and try to understand what we're about. We're just passing through.
But also, too, I mean, they have their own perception of what black people are.
Right.
True.
So it's just like, I mean, of all places, especially in that region, they already have a perception based on Africans, and they instantly look down at Africans. So if I were to go there, they would probably assume that I'm an African, and I'll probably get treated a certain way, and it won't, and more than likely, it would not be positive.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. It's just even like you being accused of being African, but you're a different race, you're a different culture and stuff like that. It's
but still, because my skin, I'll get treated a certain way. And that's one thing too, guys. Like all the countries that I've been to, I've experienced racism. I've experienced prejudice. I've experienced all that stuff, but I never allowed it to affect me. Of course, a few times it bothered me here and there, but people are gonna have their own perception until you open your mouth and they realize, like, oh shit, you American, you got dollars. Then they're gonna put you on the pedestal. But until then, depending where you are, they assume, especially if you're my complexion, my features, you're African.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Fearless Rolling, they get
here you go again.
Light skin, you know what I mean? That's,
Here you go
honestly,
again.
that's the only time them damn light skin dude they win. They win overseas. That's the only time they're gonna win overseas.
Not necessarily. If you're in Kenya, you will get mistaken for Somali or Ethiopian, then you kind of don't win. I mean, but if you got your passport or whatever, you're good. But you know, I have been mistaken for like Somali and Ethiopian and stuff, and sometimes the women they didn't want to, they don't want to mess with you. So it's not 100% accurate.
I mean, I don't understand where you guys getting all this stuff from, man. I really don't, man. I mean, so what? I mean, you're gonna be judged based on your skin. I mean, I just don't understand. Living in America all these years, how you think you just not gonna get no racism, man? I don't understand these paradise ideas by these brothers. I mean, we spent through slavery, discrimination, Jim Crow. Then you go overseas and say, "Well, I experienced racism." You think it's at the same level, bro? It is not at the same level. No, I'm not going for
Wait. You can't speak on someone else's experience, man.
I know it ain't Jim Crow over there.
Wait, but who said it was?
I'm making a comparison. When you say
you
racism,
can't even compare. I mean, honestly, listen, let's not compare what happened 60, 80, 100, 200 years ago to now. Let's not do that.
It's going on now, bro.
Apples and oranges.
That's going on now. What's going on back then is going on now. They still shoot black men in the streets. They still doing stuff, bro.
Black men shoot each other in the streets. What you talking about? Let me make this clear. Let me make this clear. I'm never intimidated by another white man or afraid of police fucking shooting me. That's the least of my worries.
But that's not what I'm talking about. There were laws written against us.
Yeah, but
so you can't make the comparison. Just because somebody look at you have a perception, you can't control how somebody think about you, bro.
We never said that.
I mean that's just what it is. I mean, somebody ain't got to like you, bro. I mean, that's just
but we never said we wanted the world to like us. We never said that.
But you ain't got no laws against you. You ain't got no laws against you.
Who said that? I mean, okay, Phyllis, did you say it or imply this? Roland, did you say it or imply this?
Imply what? What I'm missing? What we're talking about here?
That we deserve certain treatment because we're overseas. Look, I'm black.
What we saying, Mercy, is before we ever step in that country, we already have a perception because of the Pookies that came before them.
Or
now,
even
I can understand if you want to say that there's racism in the United States because of the slavery. Right. But there's no way that I should have to go to Cartagena, Colombia, and still be called a nigga because they don't even understand the culture. Because some dude made a rap song or some dude went over there and was acting stupid.
Correct.
So that shouldn't have to precede me because if any other culture goes there, they don't have that same thing where it's automatically a suspicion because of something some Pookie done did.
Right.
But
Mercy, hold on, Mercy. Let me get mine in. So part of that was this morning. I mean, at the beginning of this, I said how the military had been traveling overseas and fighting wars overseas even since right after the Civil War. Buffalo soldiers and Black American soldiers went over to the Philippines to help fight for its independence away from Spain. And they also went down in the Caribbean and fought the Spanish down there as well. So we were fighting wars ever since the Civil War in other cultures where they were already exposed to decent Black men. So military guys have been traveling overseas and establishing good rapport to all these nations way before all this passport bro stuff started coming up. Veterans have been there. We have established great relationships. Part of the veteran and the military a whole edict is winning hearts and minds. We are actually ambassadors when we're over there. We have a certain way that we have to dress. We have a certain way that we act. There's certain things we have regulations for. That's why even with the Passport Bro movement, the guys that were leadership, I had talked to them in the background. You guys should establish standards on how you conduct yourself, or don't allow these other random people to affiliate themselves to you, or you're going to have your name run through the mud with some people trying to infiltrate your group. And I've said this 5 years ago when this first started with those same gentlemen that are running the background and saying they don't want to be considered the quote unquote leader. They'd rather be like a desegregated decentralized fucking organization. I've had this conversation with them. But the whole thing is the military established this a long time ago. If you knew a black military guy, he had books full of pictures of places you can go. He told you how to move. This is what was taught to these guys when they were first traveling. When you talk about black man options, those guys were full of black American expats or black American military guys that were traveling down in South America. Charles Tyler and all them. They learned from who do you think? Veterans. We set this shit up. We tried to teach y'all how to move around, and it just went to fucking hell on the high road just went left.
Here's that typical comment. I was waiting for this comment to come up from this is from Ozzy. White passport bros do wild stuff overseas too. Just saying.
They absolutely do.
Why do we always feel like we need to compare with them? It's like we're not going to get the same treatment,
and it's never going to be fair.
So this whole thing, white people do it too. That shit is not going to benefit us. And to make something crystal clear to everybody, listen. When I travel, I don't expect any type of privilege. The only privilege that I have American passport, and I get to bring my ass back home. That's it. Any stupid things that I do overseas, that's on me. So it's just like this whole thing that because I'm black and I should be treated a certain way. No, that I'm far from that. I understand I could experience racism, colorism, prejudice, classism. I can experience all these things in one country.
Yeah.
But it's up to me to let it dictate my overall experience.
Yeah, and like I say, with the movies, the hip hop culture, and somebody brought that up at the beginning of the show as well. The hip hop culture, the movies that preceded us, they always gave black people bad roles where we were always the bad guys. We die first. All these things are what are put in these foreigners' minds if they don't meet us. There's some cultures that never met us until we got off the ship for the first time, and certain places that military guys have gone to. That's their first experience, besides for what they see on TV, what they see on the news, what they see in a movie, what they see as projected in a hip hop video as being violent, aggressive.
And let's just keep it honest here. You know what? Fuck this shit. Let's just keep this shit honest here. We don't have a positive image overseas. We don't. I'm
we
gonna
don't have a
tell you right
positive image anywhere.
Besides what being rappers and that could dunk a ball or run a football, we don't have a positive energy outside the U.S. Most people overseas think that we're poor, we're violent, we don't take care of our family based on the image that they see coming from the United States.
Mm-hmm. So who's playing those roles, bro? Who's playing those roles?
I was about to ask the same thing.
But you got to look at the movie industry and everything else. They're the ones who built those roles around projecting our images. And that's why you had black media come out. You had black producers start producing movies to show black people in a positive light. From whether you agree with Knight, Tyler Perry, and all these other producers that have started producing and actually funding their own movies to show black people in a more positive light, which is starting to change the overall world opinion of black people. But initially, when you had white producers saying you need to act this way, a black actor, if he wanted to work, he just had to play the role.
No, I'm gonna go against that.
Okay.
In a sense, what you said. If I can give it, let me see if I can find a. Go ahead and talk. I'll find some images.
I just wanted to say real quick, like I'm originally from Dallas, and it wasn't just movies and things of that nature. Like you turn on the nightly news in Dallas. This is back in the '90s, so you had the gang wars in LA and all that other stuff. But the thing was, in Dallas, they would turn on the news every time there was a home invasion or something like that. They'd always show, a random black guy that would break into somebody's house, and it was constant. It was like every night. So in Dallas, for example, every black man, we were looked at. I mean, granted, I was a child, so different, but still, the point is that black people, it was like you're looked at as we're home invaders, we're burglars, we're thieves, everything else. So it wasn't just movies. And then when you had like movies like what's the movie? Cuba Gooding Jr., Lawrence Fishburne,
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. Do you know when that movie came out? Do you know in the Dallas County that movie was banned? They banned that movie from theaters when it came out, and they according to the county, according to in Dallas, they were saying, well, what you call it? It supports gang life and all this other stuff. But if you actually watch the film, it's not really about it. It just told the story of the black community and a couple black people trying to get out of the hood. But they didn't see it like that. Menace to Society, they didn't ban that. They didn't ban South Central, but they banned Boys in the Hood.
What about New Jack City?
New Jack City, I was in diapers when that came out.
But again, that was during the crack cocaine epidemic that was going rampant in the 80s. And so, while life imitates art, or vice versa, those are the movies and things that they were putting out there. So what do you think foreigners get to see?
But here go. This is where I want to go against what you're saying, Ronan.
Go ahead.
Back in the 1920s up to maybe 1960s, if you look at this image, this is how they portrayed Asians.
Asians, correct.
They're stupid. They couldn't do this. All of that. That's how they portrayed them. And so, what Asians said they were going to do? We're not going to take any of those roles. We'd rather not work than be betrayed the way you portraying us. And they didn't take them. Black people said, you know what? No, I'm going to play the pimp. I'm going to play this. And it degraded us. Black exploitation. We took it.
That
put us out.
But fearless. The thing is, we created black exploitation. Melvin Van Peebles, he created the first black exploitation film. At first, white Hollywood didn't even want to touch that crap. It wasn't until Melvin Van Peebles came out.
Why would we portray ourselves in the worst light?
Pull up the movie Sweetback's Badass Song.
He made that.
That's the very first one. That's before Shaft. That's before Dolomite. That's before Foxy Brown, etc., etc. All right. We made those movies because before then, the reason he made that movie because before then, the only roles we could get were Amos and Andy, the giant lips, clown paint, blackface.
Hold on, Darnell.
You're doing it wrong, Darnell. You're saying the only shows we could get.
Roles. I said roles.
We accepted those roles. See, if you went to a Malcolm X and say, "Hey, I want you to play this buffoon," he would be like, "That is so beneath me. I would never do it." We accepted those roles. Where the Asians said, "We are no longer portraying ourselves like that." Would you ever see a Jewish person portray themselves like that?
Well, you got to remember there's a difference between Hollywood in the 30s. When the film industry came out, there was no such thing as black cinema. There was no black film company, no black actors guild. The best roles, again, the only roles you could get as a black actor was an Amos and Andy role, or you could play the servant like Gone in the Wind.
But you keep saying get. You accepted those roles.
You had no choice.
Hold on, Darnell.
No, you do have a choice. The choice is don't accept the role.
We have a choice now.
Let me say this.
You had a choice then. If somebody said, "I want you to play a maid," you can say, "I'm not playing a maid." Then what?
Let me
say this real quick. And I agree with you. But let me put it this way. There was enough business within the black Chitlin circuit and the entertainment industry to where somebody could actually produce their own movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. He is absolutely correct. Had black people gotten their heads together off of that Chitlin circuit, you had enough actors, you had enough performers, comedians, dancers. You had some talented musicians. some talented bands. You could have put a whole movie together only produced by black people for black people and separated yourself, just like we did with our different towns that we had, you know, from Black Wall Street in Oklahoma and all those. We could have done those things, but we chose not to. We chose, like he said, to go ahead and accept the roles that we shouldn't have. He's absolutely correct. I'm not arguing that point. You know, we had the ability to do it. If we had industries that we were making millions of dollars as black folks in our own communities, we had the funding. We just didn't do it.
So when did
now we're having a real conversation. See, now we're having a real conversation.
So, but when did Sweetback's Badass Song come out? I think that was what, 69, 70, 71 maybe, somewhere around there. That's the first black finance film. Very first one. There was not one before that.
Right. And he came up with the idea. Why? Because he knew there was an empty area that black movies by black people should be filmed.
And he struggled too. He had to get bailed out by Bill Cosby. He almost ran out of money trying to do it. Bill Cosby had to bail him out. And I think Ozzie Davis helped him too.
I mean, but the point is, man, all I'm saying is that you got options, bro. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to contribute to the perception that you have for the rest of the world. You don't have to contribute to it if you don't want to, man. I mean, that's all I'm saying. It's an individual choice. You have the choice to make.
I agree with you about. I agree with that today, but again, back then, you couldn't. I mean, Hattie McDaniels, you think she would have got a real serious role other than playing the slave and Scarlett O'Hara slave?
What role do you think? At one time, we were slaves, bro. We weren't playing a role. We were slaves. And was there a choice then? No, there wasn't a choice. They made a choice and walked off the plantation. See, that's the part of our ancestry we don't talk about. How there was no options and we made one.
No positive options, let's put it that way.
Of course, there was just death. But you know what? Our ancestors say, you know what? We're not gonna stay on this plantation. We want better for our descendants.
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the Dred Scott case? Those guys that supposedly walked off the plantation. Basically, you had the Fugitive Slave Act. In other words, they went right back to the plantation that they so-called escaped, even if they made it to the north. That's why they had to go to Canada.
Okay, let's not change the subject back to slavery. Let's stay in the moment of the social impact between brothers and ninjas, and where we could have. And the subject was about us funding our own movies. That's where that came from. This is what we're talking about. I don't want to go way off.
And I want to say even our movies, the way we portray ourselves. What are the popular movies? If you say it, it's either some stupid comedian show that we done had to do, Drugs, Friday, gangster movie, some hood movie, you know, something like that. We never, what serious movies are we doing that have critique? We don't even go watch those movies.
I mean, the first person that actually produced movies, and I would think would be Spike Lee, that actually put out some decent movies about black people and maybe their environment, and some of the characters were more clownish, but there was some serious meaning behind some of the things that he was referring to in those movies.
But we don't really support it, man.
Yeah, but I saw them make a movie about black women joining the military in World War I or something like that. That was a good movie.
Oh, these are recent movies, yeah. I'm talking about back when they were first black men and producers were actually getting together and producing their own or funding their own movies, and then selling the movie off to either a studio or actually getting in the theaters on their own. And that's what you would do. A lot of black movies were funded within themselves. They were filmed and then they were sold to the studios. You know, if you wanted to produce a movie, you had to produce it on your own, and that's what TV shows are even doing. A lot of reality TV shows, they're filming that on their own, and then they're selling it off to these studios for the rights to run them, and that's how they get established. But we weren't doing that. We didn't have that mindset, or people are just too lackadaisical about wanting to, and that's a big thing. We are lethargic in some of the actions we do within our community.
Let me.
We have brilliant minds. Go ahead.
Darnell keeps saying there wouldn't have been any parts. So what parts did the Asians play? When they told the Asians you were going to be, you know, the buck tooth, slant-eyed, no nonsense Asian. What part did they play?
They played those parts as well in the beginning.
They protested. Then they said, we're not playing that no more. So they had a choice. That's what I'm saying. You have a choice. You can say acting ain't the only thing you can do. You say, I'm just not going to act, bro. If the only way you can portray me is in that negative tone, then I'm not going to participate.
Or what they did, they went back to their home countries and became actors over there.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Lee did it. Plenty of Asian actors and actresses go back to their countries to act because they're decent roles there.
Actually, they made more money over there than in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. But if you watch the documentary on Bruce Lee, he couldn't break through. That's why he went overseas.
Exactly.
Do those movies.
He wasn't going to play a simple-minded role. He would not. He's one of those guys. He's like, look, you ain't gonna put me in some simpleton role. And even when they tried to make him a understudy to the Green Hornet, he performed so well, he was outshining the fucking hero.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes back to Darnell. What you don't understand is how we portray ourselves. We allow that to happen. Not just then, even now in our music. The music has to be the most ratchet. You can't sell a rap music if you don't have a few bodies. That's what makes you famous. You know, a hood girl got to get on hip hop and the Love and Hip Hop. That's what makes her famous. All of the ratchet stuff is what we do, and we celebrate it. We celebrate that. We have black millionaires.
Billionaires now.
Yeah. I'm not, and when I say name them, all right, name me some billionaires who are not athletes.
Tyler Perry, Rihanna,
entertainers, athletes, entertainers. Keep them out. And here's the thing: there are black billionaires. There are black billionaires who are neither, but you don't know
them. They're mostly from Nigeria or
no. There was one that was in a food company, and let me remember his name. He was one of the first.
Oprah Winfrey. She's another one. She's a billionaire.
Entertainment. You keep that's what I keep saying. The only thing we do it. Robert Smith.
And everybody's like, who's
Reginald Lewis. Exactly.
Robert Smith on BET. So wouldn't that be part of entertainment?
No, that's Bob Johnson. You're thinking
Bob Johnson. Excuse me, I got it confused. My bad.
So the thing is, we only know entertainers. Now, I'll ask the same question. Name some billionaires that are white that have nothing to do with entertainment or sports. And when I say sports, I ain't even talking about playing. You got people who own the sport. See, we play it, they own it. Bob Kraft, Elon Musk, all of these people. So we have a choice.
I mean, the only thing I'm saying is we can control our own narrative, bro. I mean, even when I went to Brazil, I'm in Brazil, they're playing club music, which is all rap music. And this Brazilian dude come to me and asked me, is it okay if I call you the N-word? I said, hell no.
The fact that you got to ask me is already a problem.
I'm just trying to show you, man, But you gotta understand that the music they're playing, they playing Glorilla over there. They're playing, they call each other the N-word in the music. You gotta understand where they getting this from. The rap music is using the N-word, so they probably think it's cool. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe they're rationale. And I'm like, it's in the music, so we can't ignore like it's not in the music, bro.
So Mercy, then you can't be mad when they call you a nigga.
I told him no.
They call you a nigga. That's what it is, brother, because that's all they know.
Bro. I said no. I said no, you can't do that. And you know what else? Won't you sit over somewhere else? Ask me that question. I ain't even sit next to him after ask that question. Got me some.
But how you hold up, Mercy? How you gonna blame that person? Hold up. How you gonna blame that person who has no idea about your culture? What they see as popular is what is playing. I hear the music, I see it on TV. This is what you call yourself. I think I'm being good. So how you gonna blame him? But how you gonna blame him and not blame your own damn culture? Because your own damn culture is the people who put it out.
No, that's true.
That actually
but I
happened.
still got to make them suffer, though. I still got to make them suffer. I got to teach them a lesson.
That actually happened to a couple that was in Albania. And the kids were friendly, but they just end up using the word, hey, what's up, my you know what? It's the influence of what you see in pop culture because they didn't know any better. They said Albania was great until that happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we blaming the result. We keep going back, and that's just the result of something. That's not the problem. That's not the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our problem. We never want to get to the root problem of something. We always want to look at the cause why something happened, never the issue of why it happened.
So the thing is, I don't know if you remember this, Fearless, but not that long ago, I think it was last year, it was a Georgia State football game, and you had a police were called on a white guy that was drunk, causing a scene. One of the officers was black. He's calling the black officer the N-word. Everything caught on the body cam. The thing is, when white people do certain things like that, they're not called out as a community. No, that's just one crazy guy. But as soon as it's a black man, that's just what they do. How is that right?
It's not right.
All right. No, Darnell. Let me hold up, bro. Let me answer this for him. What is the percentage of cops that kill black people or kill anyone?
I would say less than 2%.
Oh, way less than that. We're in way less than that.
I just threw a number out there. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's minuscule.
So why is it that all cops are portrayed as bad? Why do we portray all the cops based on that small minority?
Well, it's everything. I think is perception. Not all cops are viewed as bad. It depends on what community you go.
Niggas got a bad perception. Them niggas been doing it so wrong that when a cop comes, he's like, "That's the nigga right there," because of perception. Because everybody he stopped was a nigga before him, so you became a nigga.
It has a lot more to do than that. I mean, you look at the study LA during the 1980s, for example. You had what was his name? The chief of police, Daryl Gates. Daryl Gates, the guy had all these racist policies, purposely targeting black people. In some cases, it was just downright even murder.
But you understand, during that time, it was high crime, there was high drugs, and driving while black was a thing. Because 95% of the time in LA, Long Beach, in the surrounding areas and cities, it was riddled full of drugs. So you had to step up the aggressiveness of the police to figure out where the drugs were. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but when you have a certain community that's a higher contributor to crime, you're going to focus within that community to try to weed it out as much as you can.
I can understand that point. The only thing is that sometimes you can make the situation worse. Case in point, the '67 Detroit riots. You know,
No,
that
all
all
right.
start.
Let me ask you this: what niggas get mad at the police, at the white man, and destroy their own neighborhood? Destroy where you go shopping at. They destroy it so much that when the riots are over, there is no grocery store. There is no place to shop. There's nothing. You destroyed your own place. What kind of fucking sense does that make?
But no, it wasn't even a way of them destroying it. It was a come up for them to do it because they were able to steal everything out the store before they destroyed it.
Exactly.
It was a come up. They weren't doing it to protest. When dudes saw there was an opportunity and the cops could not come in there, every jewelry store, every fucking department store, it was a motherfucking come up. Stop playing.
And you black people are the same ones complain that when them niggas go into them shops in California and say, I ain't gonna get arrested for stealing all this stuff, you know, if as long as it's under $1,000, I'm cool because I can walk out. And then them same niggas get mad when they shut the store down. When Walmart say, you know what? The theft is too high. We're not gonna be here. Then y'all want to say it's racist.
That is fact.
Now it's racist.
I mean, I understand the point. Don't get me wrong. And by the way, just for the record, I hate Walmart's, you know, especially in the black community. It sucks. It's a terrible experience. But you know, I understand what you guys are saying, and I've lived in black cities like Detroit, you know, where we didn't even have a grocery store. You know, where you had to, if you wanted to buy food in Detroit, you know, if you wanted to shop within the city limits, you had to buy from a liquor store. And guess who owned a majority of the liquor store? Arabs. I think there was like 3 black-owned liquor stores. There's a liquor store on every corner, but all of them are owned by Arabs.
Whose fault is that? I mean, we'll say it's racist, but whose fault is that? Is it the fault that the whole bunch of brothers went in there in Walmart and started stealing? Who you gonna blame? So when Mercy say it's not the niggas, yeah, it's the niggas, because that small percentage messes it up for the whole neighborhood. And I'm the one to say it when you be like, there go the neighborhood. Because I've lived in a nice community and blacks come in, they don't cut the grass, they don't put things out, they get mad at everybody around them, they play the loud music at 12 o'clock at night when everybody trying to sleep. It's a nice community. Yes, there goes the neighborhood.
Okay, well, let me give you some pushback there. I want you to look up my city. I live in Phoenix now. I want you to look up my city's demographics. We're 4% black.
Just tell us what it is. I hate when you guys talking riddles. Just say what it is.
So what it is that we have a high theft problem. I go to Home Depot. Home Depot, there's cameras everywhere. Everything's locked up. Walmart, same exact thing. It doesn't matter. You go to CVS, doesn't matter. Okay. The thing is, we are 4% black. It
just means 4% of y'all niggas is doing 100% of the crime. That's what it means.
Bull.
4% of y'all niggas doing.
We have
4% of y'all niggas doing 100% of the crime.
We have white pookies. We have Hispanic pookies. I'm telling you, I could get in my car right now, drive down the street, and I'll start pointing them out to you. You're gonna see a bunch of white pookies and Hispanic pookies. You ain't gonna see niggas.
Hey man, our women love pookies, man. No matter what race they are.
Look, we throwing out all kind of numbers. Let's break this shit down for real. You just said you have 4% African American population in Arizona, but it's not 4%.
Yes, yeah.
It's not 4% that are doing the trash work in the community. We have 12% black population nationwide. We have even less. Let's get it back to the subject. We have even less that actually have viable passports that are traveling. And even the brothers that travel, we have even less that are considered pookies. You ever hear the phrase a kick dog hollers?
Mm-hmm. A hit dog hollers.
Mm-hmm. A hit dog, kick dog, whatever you want to say it. It's hollering. Who's getting most of the attention? Out of all the brothers that got passports, and it ain't that goddamn many, those are the ones that are showing the rest of the world how regular black people actually act. You said I didn't want to be part of that 4% in Arizona. So why are all the other black men accepting of these very few black men that are filming, doing all these things, quietly allowing the fucking fuckery to continue?
Unfortunately, I think in the black community, there's a perception bad is good. You ever seen that movie Glory Road, where the white basketball coach he recruits the first black.
What I'm saying is the few are the ones that are the shining example of what we are not.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and I understand. Yes, rap music, we idolize people, drug dealers, people that break the law, and that is a problem. I do acknowledge that, but the only thing that, but the thing is that it's like, okay, it's a select few. Why is it that in the black community, why is it that those represent us, okay, versus when white people do crazy things? Oh well, that's just a one example.
Now let me flip it back on its ear. I'm gonna flip it back on its ear real quick. Do you hear any other community allowing that shit to fucking happen? And if it did happen, do you hear them denouncing the fuck out of that one individual as he's non-inclusive of their community? And how many black people do you hear saying that shit?
Well, I would defer to January 6th, where white people stormed the freaking Capitol, even stole the Speaker of the House at the time, Nancy Pelosi's laptop. They're looked at heroes now. They're looked at. I mean, they got pardoned. They looked at heroes. Oh yeah, they're victims. Let Black Lives. Hold on a second. Let Black Lives matter.
That point just went right over your head. I just said
no.
Listen, stop. What other community allows somebody to misbehave overseas and doesn't speak to the fact that he's non-inclusive of the general population of people that have passports in their community? He's non-exclusive of what they really are when they travel.
Well, you didn't say that at first.
I did say it that way. What other community allows that shit to fucking happen? And they don't speak to it. To be silent is to be complicit. You know that phrase?
Yep. All too well.
We are silent too many times and don't speak to the things that are being done in our names or our representation.
I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, I used to watch the old Vietnam War movies, and some of the Vietnamese would play our music, but it was oldies but goodies. It wasn't rap music. It was like love music and soul music. But see, that's what I'm trying to say. If we go overseas, say like we have a different genre of music that we listen to, we go over there. Instead of promoting the rap music. What I'm trying to say is that during the Vietnam War, people would listen to a certain kind of music. So you didn't hear the N-word, or you didn't hear the N-word. But now the music that we're promoting, well, I don't say we're, but this young generation promoting, like Gorilla and all them, that's the music that they play over there, because that's the music that they we promote.
Well,
so
you had that. You had the FCC back then. Heavy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Heavy-handed.
Hold up. Well, I don't know how old you guys are, but when I grew up, I listened to everything. Led Zeppelin, Molly Hatchet. Yeah. I listened to R&B. I listened to country. There wasn't any one genre. That shit just started. Everybody listened to music, period, because they just enjoyed music. I played classical music. I played rock. I played all kind of music. I was a drummer. So if you have a love for music, you're not just going to stop at one genre, because you have an appreciation for all types of music. Now, all of a sudden, if you black, you only supposed to listen to one type of music, or for some reason you're lame. That's not the way it was in the past. You listen to everything.
It's been that way now for about 10, 20 years. Like you, I listen to just about every genre of music with the exception of country. Unless it's Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash. That's about it. But other than that, I don't really listen to country. But I listen to every genre. And like I said, Darnell, you're not black. I get that all the damn time.
But Darnell, I just want to look up some stats for you. I'm going to share this real quick. This Phoenix, Arizona. You know what green line is for arrest? That's black people. I just did the crime rate for murder in Phoenix, Arizona. Y'all 4%, but y'all make a 51.3% of murder for arrest. That's y'all. So for you to be so small, y'all still are doing a lot of killing and larceny and rapes there. So please tell me how, 4% of the population is making up 51, more than half the murder arrests.
What's your source?
Well, this one is RAmerica.com, and then ChatGPT is giving me the national statistic rate. And Our America is getting their stats from the FBI, 2019.
Okay, well, if it's the FBI, I can.
Oh, look at that. See, don't want to say it. You 4% of the population, and y'all still doing it. And you want me to tell you that y'all Negroes ain't out there? Who you want me to blame for that? Who you think is black?
For 4%, for 4% of the population to commit half the murders here in my city, I mean, I find
you're dumb.
I'm not going to say
you're speechless.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, it's one of those things. It shouldn't be possible, but
Darnell, what part of Phoenix you're in?
Now I'm in North Phoenix. I was in South Phoenix. Now I'm in North Phoenix.
North Phoenix?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to figure out where North Phoenix you're talking about. Are you still in the Phoenix geographical area? You're not in Glendale or Peoria?
Yes, yes. The police department is still Phoenix PD. Where I was at, where I before I sold my house, I was actually fell under Maricopa County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, because you know where I'm at. I'm not far from you. All right. When you talked about Walmart earlier, things being locked up, I go to Scottsdale, and there's still stuff locked up.
No, it's not locked up in Scottsdale, or at least when I used to go to Scottsdale, their shit was never locked up.
I was up there not too long ago, and there was things that usually you see locked up in regular cities. Up there, they're locked up there. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like in Philadelphia, because I was in I used to live in Philadelphia, and everything was just like literally locked down, even like toothpaste. But anyway, you have to understand, you got good working black people in Phoenix. We all know that. But you got that group of people that act like you know what, and they just ruin it for everybody else. That's just the reality of things.
And it's never a high percentage, or so you think.
Yeah. It's always that small minority that speaks the loudest.
But since you're familiar with Phoenix, you live here. If you were to go to Bell Road, Peoria Avenue, Bell Road, right off of I-17, what are you going to see? Yeah, but what's the demographics of the people you're going to see, of the people, of the tweakers and things? You ain't going to see black people. You might see one
people, but I'm going to see. But the thing about it is, there's really no black community that everybody's congested around. Everybody's scattered. That's the thing.
No, the blacks we're concentrated on the south side.
What
black people are concentrated.
What are you talking about?
Well, Well, gentrification's starting to hit, but if you took Central Ave, 7th Street, 7th Ave, basically south of the 10 bypass, you know, they call it the 10 truck route. That was all black community. It's still black, technically black, but they starting to. I noticed gentrification is starting to hit that area.
I'll be honest with you, the only concentration I've known of communities has been the Mexicans. Everybody else is pretty much mixed in. But then again, I don't go to those bad neighborhoods. I've driven through them, but to be honest with you, everybody's just pretty much mixed for what I've seen. There may be more than others, but it's pretty much a mixed neighborhood. But the fact of the matter is that persona that we give off, and I'm not saying that, you know, these white pookies or the Mexican pookies, they're any better because they're just as bad as well. But for us, when we go somewhere, we gotta worry about our image and our image alone. Whether we're down in Phoenix or we're overseas, we have to worry about our image and our image. And the way we're portraying our image right now when it comes to going overseas looks like crap. Because we are now the face of sex tourism. And that sucks.
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, especially, you know, I spoke out against Jay Rillo. I spoke out against, well, I mean, Johnny Somali wasn't necessarily a sex tourist, and I never really did speak out against him, mostly Jay Rillo. But, you know, I tried to speak out against it, but, you know, like I said, I got shut down pretty early on Razor Rays. I got shut down. But you know, I mean, I do agree with you. The only thing is that why is it that one Jay Rello, or actually I think there's two of them now. I forget the other guy's name, but he's doing the same thing Jay Rello's doing.
NYC.
But why is it NYC who?
NYC for the future. That's the other one.
Yep. Thank you. Why are those two guys? Why do they represent all of us? You know what I'm saying?
That's our very show. The very few are making a huge stink for the rest of us.
Okay, but I wish Andrew from the Andrew Show was here. Him and I used to be on the same blog, on the Cuba Dave blogs. But you had white sex tourists. I used to read their the blogs all the time. I used to be a part of the Costa Rica Ticas. I think it's shut down now. But you know, after Cuba Dave got exposed, that was pretty much the end of it. But why is it? I mean, they were open. They were, man, those guys were nothing more than sex tourists. I used to read their blogs all the time.
I don't know what the question is.
Well, how come like Cuba Dave, for example, when he got caught, how come everybody didn't say, oh, all these old white guys are nothing more than sex tourists?
They know they go out. So Stewart used to be sex tourists with the German dudes. But them German dudes wasn't doing this. They wasn't doing all the crazy bullshit that the black dudes doing. The German dudes and the Europeans would come down to Sasua. They get them a girl. They chill back. They wasn't not paying them, blowing them up, doing all this stuff in the crazy club, showing it on the internet. None of that stuff they were doing. It's same with Thailand. When did
bullshit?
Please tell me. Right, call me. Tell me. I want to know. I want to know.
Cuba Dave. He did an interview with the Miami Times Herald. That's how his stupid ass got caught and went to jail in Costa Rica. I said interview. He did an interview.
Okay, what's that mean?
He talked to the press. Got himself caught.
It's still a difference. You can do an interview. There when Passport Bros started way back when the guy said, I forgot who's the guy that started that in Brazil, saying, "Hey, you guys need to go to
Charles Tyler.
Brazil."
Yeah. Charles Tyler, may he rest in peace.
Hey, he was just like, "Hey, I did an interview, but so you can compare Charles Tyler to a Jay Rillo?"
No, Charles Tyler was different than Jay Rello, and
he talked about basically the same thing. Brothers, you got to leave. This is you got the good women down here. You got
no. Charles Tyler was. I got to correct you on that because I was a part of that group, and Charles Tyler was about black men exploring their options. He wasn't no Jay Rello. He was about black men exploring.
That's what I'm saying. The same thing. Black men have been doing it. Other groups have done it, and they do the same thing, but they don't put it out there like brothers. Brothers got we got to show the world what we doing.
Well, you know what?
What do you
where we go?
I want to.
What do you think?
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Black Man Travels. I'm sorry.
I want to say something. The difference is that, I mean, all this stuff that you guys see now on YouTube is not new. This shit been going on for ages. It's just that as Black American men, we felt the need to promote it, while other races group were not promoting it. So all this stuff that is being exposed, walking videos, who's doing all that? It's not white dudes, or not Italian men or German men. It's black dudes from the States. And the thing is, like, all this mongering, brothels, and all that stuff, this stuff was there before us. But it's not, everyone knows about it. Everyone knows why you're traveling. No one didn't know why we were traveling before. When I was traveling 20 years ago, I just got on the plane and just left. Mm-hmm. But now you're traveling to find a fit, family-friendly woman. You made it known to the public. And now they see what you guys are doing overseas, and they're making fun of you now.
Let's take it one step further. Of the thousands of deployed military guys all over the world, how many incidents do you hear about military guys getting into some shit?
Very few.
That's what happens when you have rules and regulations versus just freely traveling thinking you own the fucking planet. Because you're an American and you have money. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
I'll even take it one step further than that. With all the crap that was going on down in Colombia with playing with kids and stuff like that, who do you think is watching us? And these
everyone, State Department,
exactly. A lot of biometric stuff is being put in airports. You don't think that after that whole thing that happened with that guy up in Colombia, that all of a sudden Interpol just showed up and set up office in Medellin? Y'all forgot about that, right?
Which guy is that?
The guy that tried to take those kids into his hotel room.
I'm not familiar with that story.
Yeah. And then after they didn't have enough to hold him, he fled the country. I think they eventually got him. You know, he got arrested, and I think they.
Oh yeah, he got the two girls. It was the two girls, wasn't it? Yeah, in the hot tub or something crazy,
hot tub and all that stuff. Yeah.
Drew, it's just not the Marines; it's the Navy too in Okinawa. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are incidents. I didn't say that, but of the hundreds of thousands of men that were in the military, there's not too many incidents over that period of time that you don't hear about it as much as you hear just regular civilians that are traveling that are blowing this shit up on YouTube. The difference is military guys aren't filming this shit. The difference is white people are not filming this shit mostly. They're not bragging about it. The difference is Asian men are not bragging about what they're doing. They're moving in silence. But we have this bodacious fucking thing that we have to be so braggadocious and show what we can get, even though everybody else is getting the same fucking shit, that we got to put it on the internet for clicks and views.
Okay, but again, Cuba Dave did an interview with the Miami Times Herald, the newspaper.
And that's his dumbass fault. Why you keep bringing this dude up?
But guess what? He served time for that. He served time for that.
Yes, he did.
But the thing
Absolutely.
is, guys, but man, you got guys called. Well, there's one group called Mantuition I don't even understand this group. They talk about prices, pay for play, like live breaking down prices, what to start with, what to end with, what to ask for, how to set up cameras. Dude, I mean, like, why are you putting this shit on an open stream?
And Ozzy, to your point, at least that's lower grade than being on YouTube. They're in forums. They're passworded. They accept people into certain groups and they keep it amongst themselves. If the CIA and everybody wants to infiltrate those forums, they know exactly everybody's names, IP addresses, and all that. But they're not promoting it openly on YouTube.
People want
and
attention.
Pressing other people to do it.
They want attention, and they love the attention that they're getting through YouTube because their life outside of YouTube ain't shit. That's what it is.
Keep in mind that promotion, that is called promotion, and that can be illegal. And what
that's absolutely a bold-faced lie, American Talk Live. I won't have you sitting in the chat just spouting out bullshit about military men having a problem with grape. Not with all the regulations and things that we have to worry about. You understand, when we sign a contract, we're subject to all kind of rules that are beyond just regular rules and laws in the United States. You are guilty in the military until you prove yourself innocent. So you don't just openly go out and commit crimes as a military guy because you go in a federal pen. It ain't no fucking local penitentiary. It ain't nothing fucking easy. You are guilty.
Leavenworth.
You're going to Leavenworth and others. And you're already guilty. You got to actually prove yourself innocent. That's your defense.
And see, that lets you know that American Talk Live only picks what he wants to pick or doesn't know. Sir, we had a person who was in the military, Vernon Miller, who did something that was not illegal. It wasn't illegal, and still got kicked out because he had sex with someone that actually was of legal age, but the military deemed no, it wasn't. So their standards are even higher than the military.
It wasn't legal age of the listen.
Yeah, I gotta correct you.
Listen. How are you gonna do that? But either way, she was legal in Germany, but she was not legal as far as the rules and regulations of that base and what that commanding officer said was legal for them to touch.
But you understand Title 18, okay, which is you have to be at least 18. I went through the same briefs. Okay, woman has to be 18 regardless of whatever the local country's laws are. Ronan,
that's what brother. That's what we just said. We said he didn't break the law
and that
law in the country.
But he broke the laws of the base, and he broke the laws of what is legal in the United States, which is 18. And
Uniform Code of Military.
Yes, we understand that, bro. I've already said it.
And see, this is where a lot of guys have a problem because a lot of these girls they pick up, they got false IDs.
Yes,
saying that they're 18.
But here, and I'm not defending him. I'll just say his story because Ozzy said, "How old was she? She was 17."
Mm-hmm.
He was 18. That's what happened. He was 18, just out of high school. She was 17, but she was the daughter of somebody who was on base. That's all. She came to him. She wanted him. Consensual, nothing inconsensual. They both consented to everything, but because of the age.
Yeah, under federal law, there's no Romeo and Juliet clause. Unfortunately,
well, let me explain something to you gentlemen as well. Just because you're in another country and they say that it's legal to do whatever, you still have a blue book. And that blue book still holds you to American law, regardless of what fucking country you're in. If they find out you're fucking up doing something wrong in that country and you have a blue book, you're still subject to American law. Look it up.
And as a caveat, there are law enforcement agencies in these countries. And they will come with the locals to go pick you up.
So if you think you free just because you in another country and it's legal for some of you crazy people that like to do pedo shit, you're not.
You are not free. Where there's a U.S. consulate, there's an agent in there. There's a whole bunch of agencies in those U.S. consulates. And one of those agencies got mentioned on the chat.
And a lot of them
My thing is, Darnell keep bringing up one person. of the hundreds of brothers who doing this, you still got one person you hanging on to. I don't understand.
Who are you talking about?
You keep talking, but I don't even know his name.
I think you're talking about Cuba Dave.
Yeah, man. It's like,
but that's just idiocy for not knowing the law. He's sitting there getting interviewed, and that's how they got him. He did some shit that violated American law. He had a blue passport, and guess what? You saw what happened. He went to jail, right?
Correct. But it wasn't just Cuba Dave. I mean, there was also Cambodia in the 90s.
Okay.
I mean, Cambodia was a playground for I'm trying to keep it clean here. But it was white men going to Cambodia for
exactly. We already know what you're talking about. I just said pedophile activity.
Thank you. I didn't want to say it, but thank you. Yeah. So again,
that over in Asian countries, even including Philippines, Thailand.
But the thing was, they were so open about it. The whole thing, reason it got even exposed was because they were bragging about it so much. CBS finally decided to do a documentary about it. That's how they got exposed. That's when the State Department got involved. You know, so again, this misnomer that it's only black people and just now. No,
we never said that. We never said that. We're talking specifically about brothers and ninjas and how their social impact is affecting all of us by our silence and complicitness of our silence.
Okay, but wouldn't you say that Cuba Dave, the complicitness of Cuba Dave, or excuse me, the supporters of Cuba Dave, the Cambodian people, that wouldn't you say that white people were complicit as well to the silence?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, it's not just us.
I understand that. I mean, this subject doesn't have to be about black men and ninjas only. It could be about every man that travels. We're specifically staying on topic of brothers and ninjas. But we got a new person on the panel.
Well, before that, we got a question in here that I think is a while ago. Question for the geniuses. I guess we are the geniuses. Thank you very much for calling us that. Mm-hmm. Is Ricky Mack a ninja while out collecting for his fish house tours? 7K average for what is easy and everywhere. I gotta understand what that means. I just don't understand that question.
I think he's trolling Richie Mack and wanting us to address something that he's doing that he feels like is immoral.
What is he doing? I'm not sure. I don't watch Ricky Mack, so I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, so I need
to for his fish house.
I hate when these guys try to troll, but they try to be inconspicuous about what they're trying to ask instead of being blunt about it. Even though it's probably a troll account to begin with, the probably guy barely has 7 followers. He's asking a random ass question about another YouTuber.
What's a fish? I don't understand. Is he building a house or something?
Well, he has. I don't know if he's talking about his Airbnb or the house that he has back in LA that he's leasing out or sold. I don't know what he's referencing.
7K average for what is easy and everywhere. I have no idea what you're saying.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Can I add some context to that?
Do you know the guy? Yeah. Do you know what he's trying to say?
Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. How are my levels?
Ask me so.
They're fine.
Can you get to the point tonight? We don't have time for you to go around Robin Hood's barn. We asked you a question about this specific guy. Do you know this guy? Do you know what he's hinting or alluding to? Address that first.
Yes. Okay. So Richie Mack is from Los Angeles.
Right. He has a house there. Correct.
In Studio City that he Airbnbs.
Okay.
That's in the United States or in Thailand?
In the United States.
Studio City is Los Angeles, California.
All right.
That's all right. He's been doing his show for quite some time.
Right. We know his history.
Offers consultations, and now he's doing Zoom Fest.
We understand all that. What's the 7K average bullshit? We're trying
I don't understand it.
Okay, all right. You didn't let me finish. The 7K with that commenter is referencing is that Richie is offering a tour of Thailand for multiple days and nights from
that includes hotel, that includes food, and includes a lot of shit. I know what you're talking about.
Right, but it doesn't include your flight. So the 7K reference is about the fact that you can come to Thailand like I did for far less money. That's all he's saying.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You don't have to use him as a tour guide. You don't have to use him as a fucking reservationist. You can go on your own to just pay for access to the fucking event. There's multiple ways that you pay. He has multiple ways you can pay. I do know about that part. He has multiple different levels. You don't have to go in there like a pimp and have the penthouse apartment or whatever he prearranged, which I'm sure he's getting a kickback for arranging all this bullshit. You guys don't understand. It's a business. There's nobody doing all this legwork trying to arrange for you to get a hotel room, stay, arrange all these excursions and these tour guides and all that. He's paying all these guys to an overall bucket and he's getting a cut. It is a fucking business. And if you're stupid enough to play along with the business, then you pay the upcharge. If you book it yourself, then like you said, Richard, no, because I don't need you to go around Robin Hood's barn. I get what you're saying now that I understand what he's talking about. I do know Richie Mack knows about Zoom Fest. This is like his 3rd year running. He's about to do it in October again. And yes, he has every right to charge whatever the fuck he wants to charge. And it's up to you to say whether it's fucking reasonable or not, or you can go book it yourself and just participate in some of the fucking events.
So
or skip to do it all together if you don't fucking like him. That's your choice. But why are you talking about one dude like he can't run a fucking business and make money? You guys think YouTube is just fun for fun? A lot of these guys are running it as a fucking business. Get that through your fucking heads. It's not all fucking games. You think me running AI videos for a fucking week, sitting down trying to develop something in order to promote a show that we barely have 15 fucking guys in a room is fucking fun? You think I'm doing that for shits and giggles?
I think you are.
Of course you would, Richard. It's a fucking business. YouTube is a business. Get all that other fucking bullshit out your fucking heads. This is a business. People are not sitting here wasting their time for nothing. They're doing it for a reason. They either want clout, they're trying to develop it to where it becomes a secondary business offshoot of whatever else they're doing, whether they're selling consultations or whatever. That's the side hustle.
So if I could address a few of the things you talked about here, and I'll try to keep it brief. I apologize if I get long-winded. What that comment is about is that I think it speaks to a deeper issue, is that
he doesn't like Richie Mack or him trying to run a business, basically. Go ahead.
As we, as ADOS and FBA, begin to move around, as we should, y'all mentioned this earlier, we aren't the first, and we definitely won't be the last. The military has done an incredible job of winning hearts and minds in places like Thailand. Salute to all of my military vets. But the idea that you would charge somebody that much money to come to Thailand,
have to fucking pay.
Let me ask you something. Here's the thing. You keep saying that, Richard. So let me explain something to you. Let me help you out.
Explain.
When I was going to go to Disney World, right? Now, I can say I probably would go and never return. So for someone to tell me you're going to pay for the fast pass so I can see all the rides, I ain't got to wait. I'm getting an upcharge, an extra $100. I'm going to pay for something else so I can get there fast. I'm willing to pay because it's no place that I'm just going to and settling. So some people would say, you know what? This is an experience I want to have. I don't want to do any legwork. I want you to tell me where I can go, what I can do. I want to pay that upcharge to do it. Now, you can say, hey, I can go to Disney World and I can wait an hour in the ride and I can do all those things and you can be happy. Some people are willing to pay an upcharge to skip all the BS in anything. You know, that's why Do you think what's his name? Lil Wayne? You think Lil Wayne can go shopping and pick his clothes out? You would probably think Lil Wayne can just go shopping. But he pays somebody to go shopping, pick up his clothes, and do all that. You might find that that's stupid, where he finds this more convenient because he doesn't want the time to do it. So I don't understand what the crazy part is. You may say, why would I buy an Aston Martin for $500,000? That's dumb. It's just a car that gets me from A to B. I got a Honda Accord. Some people will pay the upcharge for those things. That's their money, and they can spend it.
Just like some people use the travel agency versus just booking their own fucking flights.
Correct.
That part. But if I could just continue on, just briefly, I promise you, I'll put it in part. But look, guys, the idea that we are starting to move around now, that passports, you talk about passport bros, in the Black community, the concept of a passport is relatively new to civilians. And I will be vulnerable here because you know I'm feminine and say that I was scared coming here, bro. So Ronan, a big bad bastard like you, who's been deployed in many countries, might not have that trepidation that a civilian might have, and like, you know, F it, I'm going to cast it all to the wind and move abroad. Please feel me on this. The idea that a person like Fearless, who I think has, you know, been open about his time away, you know, locked up, had the guts. And I think part of this passport movement discussion tends to ignore the fact that Black folks are starting to realize, like I did when I got my passport. This is my second passport. I've been to Japan, so I needed a passport then. That was in the 90s. But we're just starting to realize that, wow, you know, we're not locked into America. We can move around. We can move abroad. It doesn't have to be for sex or companionship. It can just be because we're sick as Black folk. We're sick of America. I'm sick of America, even sicker of America now, watching what's happening with anyway, I won't go there. But I think what you guys tend to overlook is the fact that this is a new experience for us, Black Man Travels. I know you moved around a lot. I've heard your stories. I'm a sub of your channel. I watch you. I watch all you guys. The fact is, this is a new experience for us. It's almost like getting off the plantation.
Bro, we done said all this. God damn. We done said everything you're fucking saying right now. We done said it from the jump up until you just got on this panel. We said there's a lot of inexperienced dudes, but they're listening to these other inexperienced motherfuckers instead of listening to the guys they need to fucking listen to.
You're only yelling at me. You're only yelling at me because you've been drinking and you're wearing your curly.
I don't drink. No, I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking at all. But I'm just saying we have said this already, and you take so long to get your points out, bro. I'm like fucking Richard, 5 steps ahead of you.
Hey, Richard, let me drop this on you, if I may. I understand where you're coming from, but here's the problem. You got a lot of these dudes that sitting here talking about I'm big and bad, you know. This shouldn't be a problem. You go into another country. It's geography. It's like moving from state to state. It's geography. Yeah, it's still within the United States, but still, you get these same people, they'll go over to the Caribbean with no problem. They'll go to the Bahamas. That's another country. They'll go all these different Caribbean countries. It's owned by different other countries and stuff, like England and, you know, France and whatever. They'll go to those islands with no problem. But when they now want to venture into these other places, you know, they make like it's some big thing. So, you know, I just don't get it why these so-called pookies who's acting all big and bad are now scared to travel to go overseas. And when they go overseas, they just bring that same mentality or what the same mannerisms and the same behaviors that they bring from home over there that makes us look bad. And that's where we're having the problem with. We shouldn't be like that. We should be humble and, you know, have some humility and respect when we're in someone else's country. Okay? And I don't think these people...
Military men know that, though, good brother. Military men know that.
No, I'm not talking about the military men. I'm talking about civilians.
But all you're doing is making excuses for civilians, just like people are mad at Richie Mack for charging a premium for his packages, even though he's selling a consultation in the middle of all that fucking bullshit. He is selling a consultation. He ain't just selling you the package without telling you how to move and here's what you need to expect when you buy this. He's sitting down and talking to every one of these guys. He's doing work. He organized the shit. Same thing. You got all these experienced travelers, and instead of these lazy motherfuckers actually talking to one of us, they go watch the Crash Out dummies and fuck up themselves. Whose fucking fault is that?
Well, it's the fault of media in general, because if it bleeds, it leads. And that's one thing about being up here on YouTube. You know, the hottest thing on YouTube right now is the big takedown of Big U, Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, Adam 22, and No Jumper. That's a huge story right now. Getting way more views than you guys are live right now. Even your recorded stuff. Because if it leads, it bleeds. And that's media, brothers and sisters. It's what it is.
We're not arguing that point.
This is why I come to stir the pot.
You're not stirring a pot. You're stating obvious fucking points.
To create
what
some
pot
bullshit.
are you stirring?
To create an argument.
Besides talking real slow and lethargic. Are you been drinking? Have you been drinking?
Always drinking. I'm having me some morning brandy. What are you talking about?
Okay, I know you over there sipping on something.
No, listen. My point is, I apologize if I'm slurring, but my point is, this is media, brothers and sisters. If it leads, it bleeds. And what I hear you saying is, why are they watching those guys and not us?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
No, we're not actually saying that. Here's what we're saying.
You do realize that's how it's coming across, though.
Lord,
well, let me say this. Why are people watching ignorant things when they can watch something more smart? Because what happens is it shows your education level. There's a segment of people who there's a segment of people who enjoyed watching Jerry Springer. Those same people are not the millionaires that make money. So we complain and say, hey, you know, we're the poor, but we are entertained by the lowest of us.
Maybe you gentlemen are not aware of how YouTube became popular. Al-Qaeda used to do beheadings. The Mexican mafia used to post videos on YouTube. Once Alphabet, Google bought YouTube, they shut that down. That's why we're also careful about the words we use. So
I
things have
understand
changed.
I understand why younger guys don't want to listen to us, because we go around robbing his barn until they get to the fucking point. I don't need a fucking history lesson on YouTube. Get to the answer.
Yes, you do, Ronan. You need
No, I
to
don't.
understand how this
I'm about to
platform.
mute you because you're fucking irritating me right now.
But
But you are talking a long
is
fucking
all that
game.
right? Is all that right? What you're just saying, is it right morally?
Is what right?
What you're saying about Al Qaeda doing the beheadings and stuff, and that all that's, you know, what a lot of people get views. Is it right morally?
No, I don't think that's even what made it popular. It was more popular by the cat videos.
Wow. Passport blueprint? No, it wasn't. And this is why when a big corporation with big bucks, big fish eat little fish every day. This is why they shut that down. That's why you can't find those videos anymore. What I'm trying to explain is how this algorithm stuff works and how the AI stuff works.
That is not the topic of this tonight. The topic is why brothers versus ninjas is a problem on the social impact of the travel industry of black people.
And your question is, why do they get more views than you? Is that not your question?
No.
And that's not how the algorithm works, brother. The algorithm works by either
successfully
keywords,
have gotten topic.
Hang up on me. I don't got to do this either. You don't got to tolerate me. It's okay, but it's free speech, and that's what YouTube's about, up to a limit. And you can hang up on me at any time, and I'll still.
No, I'm just trying to keep us on fucking topic, not about a fucking algorithm.
When you talk about ninjas versus kings, or the topic of the show tonight, the reason that they get so much attention is because of the crash out. It's because that's what YouTube sells in their algorithm.
That's not what YouTube sells, man. There's what's the one guy who's an atheist? He got over 10 million subscribers, and he not doing nothing, no crash out. There's a black guy, very popular, that talks about only IT. Only IT. But his people are more white. He's not doing any crash out. So it's us that listen to the crash out stuff. That's what I keep saying.
The us of it is the conversation we're having tonight about ninjas. Right?
Because we listen to the lowest part of it.
Hold on. When did you join the live? Did you join at the beginning, or did you jump in the middle and try to assume what we said in the beginning?
Nah, Ronan, when I come in, I give a thumbs up right away and salute the panel. Go back and look at the chat. From Rip. I really appreciate you, brothers.
Okay,
but
so
I'm
gonna show you. Hold up. I'm gonna show you this guy right here.
Why are you
We
repeating?
often talk about echo chambers, and I'm not going to be a part of that.
Oh,
I'm going to push back on you.
Oh no, you're not. Not in here. Not when you have a pushback in the other room. Not when you have a pushback in the other room. You don't get priority in here to push back shit in here. That's why I'm shutting you down every time you open your mouth, because you don't get to push back in here until you push back in that other room first. And by the way, let me read this $1.99 super chat, $1.99 super chat from QB Passport, my bro. He said, Keto Life. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Anytime you need new recipes, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate the $2 super chat, Keto Life from QB Passport Flexing, who is also an avid Mexican traveler and have a girlfriend. All right. Go ahead, Fearless.
He keeps saying that it's the crash out, and I keep saying no, brother. It's the black people that crash out, because you're saying that those are the more popular. White people watch other stuff, man. I'm gonna show you this guy.
You think? Wait. Here's the thing. Y'all really think 200 or 300 people in a room is fucking impressive?
Yeah.
You got Anton Daniel keeping like 5 to 1,000 people in a room. You got lead attorney that has almost 1,500, 2,000 people in the room. When Kevin Samuels was alive, you got 2,500, almost 3,000 people in a fucking room. This ain't shit. These guys ain't shit, and a lot of people ain't following them. They ain't that big of a fucking jaw. It's a small portion of people that are following these guys, but they are so amplified. They make everybody that fucking travels look like we're all like them. That's what we're talking about. We don't care about the 200 to 300 people in the fucking room. We care about what they're doing, the overall effect for every black man that fucking travels. Now, do you get the fucking gist of what we're talking about?
So when Jay Rillo goes over to Thailand and does all that crazy stuff that he does, all the Thai people start to look at you, Richard, like, yeah, are you one of those Negroes just like this dude? That's what we're talking about. The influence that they have that affects your life somewhere else, even though you're not a part of that group, even though you may say you're not a monger, you don't pay for it. When they look at you as a traveler from the United States being black, the first thing they conceptually say is, he's a monger, without you ever opening your mouth. The perception that it gives off.
What can I address that?
Yes.
Yeah, if you can stay on topic and understand what we're trying to say.
When I started living here, I walked down through several of the soys. I went through Walking Street in the daytime. I saw what that was. And the girls were like, hey, handsome man, sexy man. I'm like, okay. I've watched enough videos. I know the game. It's just like if I were in LA and I went into a club. That's how it works in LA now. And wow, how you doing? Whatever. All right. So look, I hear what you guys are saying, and I've been there as well. I went to Songkran. I celebrated American and Thai New Year here. I've had the approaches. But that's not my whole thing about being here. I got to experience what that felt like. And I understand how that can be very seductive to men.
But that's not, maybe you're still missing a point. We don't care. It's not that it's seductive to men. It's the perception that black men are getting around the world because of certain ninjas, not even around the world. Let's just say the United States. These ninjas are acting a certain way, which gives the good black brothers a bad name. Women say they can't find a good man when there's good men everywhere, but they gravitate toward the ninjas. In the group you in, hold up. In the group that you in, they never highlight any good men. Never say it. So every person they highlight is a ninja.
Peep game.
Oh, don't fucking say that shit. Because you ain't kicking no game yet. Not anytime you've ever said anything.
So when I first got out here, I got that attention and I understood what the game was about. But in the end, it was easy for me to figure out how to navigate that kind of stuff. So when people see me here, this is my point, they don't look at me like the rest of those guys. Maybe in the beginning, but when they started,
let's just go to the beginning. Hold up. The problem is, okay, there it goes. You lived it, Richard. That's what I'm saying. Hold up. Let's get there. You live there. That means people are going to see you every day. But if you didn't live there and was only there for a week or 2 weeks, the perception that they already had of you precedes you. The reputation precedes you based on nothing that you did, only how a ninja prior to you acted. And that's what we calling out the ninjas, these bad people. You go over to that other channel and they say the same thing. Ain't your girl Angie, ain't no good men out here. Ain't none of, they proceeded where they wipe every man is bad. Patriarchy bad, this bad, this bad, everybody.
I'm glad you said it, because all men who come to this particular part of Thailand are perceived the same way. So initially, but wait, hold on. They thought I was a player too.
Thank you.
And
initially, until they got to know who you were. But the initial part, your judge perceived. You're being prejudged based on.
But it wasn't just me; it was every guy.
Exactly my fucking point, and what we've been seeing for the last goddamn 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Not even what you've been saying, because I've been.
It has been. What the fuck have you been listening to, and how much have you had to drink?
I've not drank yet today. Can't drink out here until after.
What medications are you on right now? Because you fucking high as shit.
Wow.
By the way, let me read this super chat. Thank you, QB Pass, for flexing. I guess he gave this to Black Man Travels, a $1.99 super chat. Salute Black Man Travels for calling out the lames. All right, go ahead.
Let me ask you, what is your perception of what we've been saying?
I'm very insulted that you would make fun of my diminishing my diminishing mental capacity.
Your senility. Yeah.
So what is it that you think we have been saying, Richard?
I think you keep blaming women too much and blaming life too much and blaming society too much.
One woman has come up this whole conversation. Where the fuck did that come from? We have not said one word about a fucking woman this whole goddamn 2 hours and now 56 minutes.
I think by brand, maybe I'm confused about that.
No, we did say something about women, because one question was asked about
sour.
One question was asked was, why is this behavior accepted? And I answered, I blame women, because I said women are accepting that behavior. They are accepting the Pookies and Ray Rays, because
I blame men.
Hold up, no, Richard, hold up. Let me talk. Because if women said, I won't accept this behavior, I will not, sex is cut off. You a Pookie and Ray Ray and you don't have a job, there's no sex. men would get a job. But women are saying, I'll take the lowest of the low. So men, as the hunters, we adapt.
Don't need anymore.
No, we adapt. They adapt. So tell me why this is, Richard. Why are the women accepting the lowest of the low? If we don't lead, why are they accepting that? If it's not a woman, no matter what a man asks, a woman has to accept. And the reason I know that is I used to talk to this girl and she said, it's only football players that talk to me. They're the only guys that approach me. And I said, no, those are the only guys you accept. So when a woman says, I only get the pookies, no, dear. Those are the only men you accept. There's no good men. No, lady, because you keep only accepting the bad men. So you can't blame men because 100 men are talking to that woman and she chooses the worst 10 of them.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
If you think that at my age in the 90s, I wasn't competing with those same dope boys in Philly. Lived in Philly.
Wait. Were you in LA or Philly at the time?
I was in Philly at the time.
Okay.
I lived half my adult life in Philly and then the other half in LA. I lived in LA for 25 years.
When did you get to LA? What year?
86 the first time.
But when did you actually stay?
Geez, don't make me do math. I was there for 25 years.
I was there for 30 plus. That's why I'm trying to figure out what years.
Okay, so check it out. If you checking me on my geography, I used to live in Inglewood at Inglewood and Hyde Park. Cute little one bedroom.
Yeah. What is so hard about saying what year?
That was 86. That was 1986.
Okay, I was there in 86 as well. And then you said you lived there for 20 years. Well, because I was in Camp Pendleton. I was in San Diego. What the fuck? I wasn't in LA. I drove up to LA.
I think I beat you
and
up.
I went back down. What? Ain't no fucking way.
No way.
No.
But 25 years in Los Angeles, right? You think I didn't come up, but in Philly, 25 years. Right, keep this in mind.
No,
you know,
hold up, Richard. I'm gonna ask you something. And
if I can continue.
No, you said you were competing with drug guys, right?
Against dope boys. Yeah.
There it goes, right there. You don't even have to go on. Why would a woman have you in competition if you're a good man with a drug boy? That goes to show it's the women. Why are you competing with a drug dude for a woman? There should be no competition if you line you up.
Wait, what kind of woman were you dating back then?
Yeah, and a woman who's dating drug dudes, there should have been no competition.
As many chicks as I've ever dated, I have never dated a woman that was associated to a drug dude. As many years, in 30 years that I've lived in California, never ran into a chick. We never even traveled in the same motherfucking circles.
Mm-hmm.
For me to run into a dope chick, dude's chick. I've never ran into a dope chick. But
I want him to dig this hole, Richard. Why are you in competition with a dope boy? Because you said it's not the woman's fault. So a woman had a choice. Richard, who's going to take me to the chart house, or a dope boy. and she choose the dope boy.
Not the
so why was that? Why is that a man's fault if she makes the choice? The floor is yours, Richard. I won't interrupt you. Don't interrupt you. No more, Roman. I want to see if he's going to answer the question.
Brothers, you can interrupt me and interject at any time. How are my levels? Anyway, do you honestly think, and maybe Ronan, in your unique case on the panel, not your unique, that you were in the military? And you've been married twice. So that took you off the dating market. So in terms of chronology, I'm not sure how that breaks down in terms of my life. But in terms of Fearless's case, if you really think that you didn't date a chick that was dating a dope boy,
I
if
never
you had any experience,
Never.
she just didn't
let's do this. Dating
just
or did I fuck him? Hold up. Dating and fuck him. Because here's the difference. The quality of woman that I dated would never surround herself with that type of behavior.
Absolutely.
Bullshit.
They don't surround. How you gonna ask me a question and answer for me? Just because you deal with them hoes and 304s, don't put me in your situation. I didn't deal with that type of woman. The woman that I'm gonna date and take home, they were the type of people who were going to have you talking proper English. They were going to have you certain way. They weren't even going to be in those. I remember even when I was in Dominican Republic, when I was there, there's a bridge called February 27th. It takes you over to Venezuela Avenue, which is kind of like the hood. There was a chick that I dated in Ario Hondo, which is a rich neighborhood. And I said, hey, we're going to go to this club called Macumba. And you know what she said? I'm not going to that club. I was like, what you talking about? She said, I don't cross the bridge. I don't do that. She don't know nothing about that club, that street, that nothing. They don't even go to that neighborhood. She didn't. When I had my friends there and they would be with them chicks, and I'm like, hey, take a picture. She's like, I am not even going to be, you don't put me in a picture. And I was like, what do you mean? I don't want myself associated with them type of chicks. I don't want my picture with them, even if it was a group picture. See, that's the difference between me and you.
And you're forgetting that was the 90s. That was the 90s. So there was still a clear separation between a good girl and a hood fucking rat.
Maybe you dealt with them chicks. I didn't deal with them type of chicks.
Okay, fellas. Okay, fearless. That was one. Let's keep going.
I didn't date them. What are you talking about? Would you name every girl I dated? My chicks just wasn't doing that, brother.
So
the chicks I might have just had a one night.
Honestly, think if it was a one night stand, you honestly think
a one night stand? I don't care who they was dating. I couldn't care. I wasn't in competition.
It didn't make no difference.
In competition. Yeah. I was just trying to hit the skins. I don't care who they was dating. They wasn't somebody I was going to deal with, but somebody I had an interest in that I could see a future with. I never attracted that.
Man, I dated a chick in Santa Ana, man. She took me to her parents when I first fucking met her. That's how fucking traditional she was. Mexican.
They just wanted to check your pockets. You probably got patted down.
She lives in Santa Ana. Do you think she's broke?
No, Richard like to take them hoes and take them hoes to Chart House.
The fuck?
He think he got to buy him dessert.
I really do have to question the type of woman you were dating back then.
Yeah, man, he was dating them chicks. He was getting used.
Because
used
back
up.
then, listen, you're talking like those chicks back then were like the chicks right now. The morality has shifted a whole bunch in the last 40 years.
It's because of men.
But I'm saying in 40 years, listen, don't fast forward. Don't fast forward. Let's stay 40 years back. No, let's go back 40 years. Let's go back 40 years. Listen, let's go back 40 years. Let's go back 40 years.
Can you do me a favor, Ronan?
You're dating those type of chicks still?
Ronan, please do me a favor, because this is what he does, and this is what he learned this from Chris. He learned this from Chris. If you notice, he'll never answer a question. So I want us to be silent. Go ahead. Why were you explain to me, why were you in competition with the drug
40
guy?
years ago with women that were
don't say nothing, Ronan. Hold up, don't say nothing. Let him go. The floor is yours, Richard.
As I mentioned, maybe 25 years of my dating life in Philly, another 20 to 30 years of my dating life in Los Angeles. I never delved that deep into a woman's past, depending on how long I was going to be with her. So I hear you, Fearless. Yeah, if it's only for one night, that comes and goes. But the women that I dated who were being wooed or lured by drug boys or had dated drug boys eventually wound up with me. I didn't get a chance to make that clarification.
So my other question would be this. And it was hold up. Why would you date a chick who has the allure to date a drug dude?
You really don't get this, huh?
I don't date those kind of women.
Wow.
Why would I? I see. This is what you and Chris don't understand. When Chris say, "Oh, you know, I've been with a lot of women," so that I can understand right off the rip where their mentality is, how they acting, and I don't put myself in certain situations. For example, I might fuck a stripper, but I'm not going to date a stripper because I know the mentality of a stripper. The mentality of a stripper is I'm always trying to make it transactional and I'm always trying to get something from you. I don't date women who date scammers because they trying to scam you. That element I don't want. So I don't bring it to me. Why would I do that? That'd be dumb. It's like dating a prostitute. A prostitute is not having sexable, enjoyable with you. It's a job. So everything they're doing, it becomes transactional. Why do I want a woman who's transactional?
Are not prostitutes?
They basically are. So why would I date that? See, maybe your level and my level of women we date are entirely different. Because I don't date. Why would I date a woman who finds that element man attractive?
Acceptable.
Correct.
Oh, I had to go get something to drink, Ozzy. I mean, I'm just like, what the fuck? I already knew what his answer was going to be, so I had time.
So why would you saying it like you proud? Like, yeah, she was with a drug dude and I got her. Huh? What does be proud of?
Shit, you catch a stray.
You Captain Save a hoe.
We talked about this last night, Fearless.
You and Chris, man. You and Chris. I see why you on his show, man. He's saving hoes.
Let me put it this way. I'm so cold. My second marriage, I had a chick I dated that was in the entertainment industry. She sang. She was a background singer. She knew a lot of people that performed. And
damn lie.
She sung at my wedding. Her grandmother is kicking her under the table as I have my wife and we're sitting at the front table. She was telling me her grandmother was kicking her under the table, said, you could have been his wife.
And yet you're unmarried.
And here's the thing. She's the one that said, listen. She's the one. Listen. Let me finish. When I got divorced, she said, now put your cape up. Don't save another fucking bitch. Same chick. But I know how to date women that I know are not going to overreact when I put her in a room with somebody I might care about. I don't date women that act fucking ratchet. I won't bring them around me or in my atmosphere. I can literally have a woman in a room, and I know I fucked her, and she's not going to make a scene to let the girl know that I'm with right now know that I fucked her.
Okay. And Richard, here's how I know you and Chris are the same. Chris says, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, where all these beautiful women are, and I do all of this and all of that, and I can have all the women. And the first question I ask him is, you make money, because you say you're over 6 figures, you say you handsome, you say you this. Why was the best choice of woman that you could date was a married woman with a kid that's going through a divorce? That's the same how I look at you. Well, y'all got this fucked up mentality, man. Y'all got this fucked up mentality. Because he's saying the best. He's saying I'm up here and I can do all of this, but I'm dating a woman who married with a kid going through a divorce. And don't give me no sex, and I'm paying $1,000 a month.
Chris will never come in this room again, Ozzy.
Let me bring this up to speed for you young fellas. When a woman's fed up and she's at the outer edges of separation, going into divorce, and she's committed to that.
Low-hanging fruit. That's all I'm hearing from you. She's low-hanging fruit. She's easy for the pickings. That's what I'm hearing from you with that lame-ass fucking explanation.
You wouldn't take
low-hanging fruit.
You wouldn't.
She's low-hanging fruit. I wouldn't have a relationship with her. Would I fuck her? Yeah, if she's throwing it at me, I'm a fucker. But am I going to have a relationship with low-hanging fruit? Fuck no. She's got mental fucking problems. She needs at least 2 years of fucking Her own alone fucking time. I know better, bro. I've dated chicks that own fucking strip joints. Are you fucking kidding me? I know how women act. You don't have to explain that to me. I've dated chicks where her family owns the fucking strip joint. I didn't date the stripper. I dated the owner's daughter of the strip club.
Yeah, now I get it.
I'm not fucking dumb. I've always been intelligent. I know what type of chicks there are out there. I'm not falling for those fucking games, dude.
No, Richard does. He want to take a hoe and turn her into a housewife. And y'all don't think, and here's the thing, you and Chris don't think nothing is wrong with that. Like Chris said, why does her body count matter? Why does her body count matter? It doesn't matter.
I would encourage you guys to go watch the story of Don Magic Wand, who was.
Why would I want a life? Why would I want to look at the example of a motherfucking pimp? No, there is nothing justifiable for me to want to look at a pimp's life and mirror his life to mine. Are you fucking?
I wasn't saying mirror. I wasn't saying mirror.
I cannot learn anything from a fucking pimp. Nothing.
No, I can. Hold up. I can. And here's what I can learn. You know what? You know what the pimp said? He said, "I get the woman that don't have no self-confidence, the woman that I can break,
low self-esteem,
the low self-esteem,
yeah, low hanging fruit,
and I can manipulate her. Low hanging fruit.
I'm sorry, I don't do that.
You're gonna do it when you move to the Philippines, aren't you?
Oh my God, Jesus, Lord Jesus, help this man. Help this man.
Lord can't help him.
At 67 years old.
So Richard, you never explained why it is, and I want to shut up because you never get it. Why are you in competition with the drug dude? Because you keep saying, hold up, before I'm going to reference it. You said it's the man's fault. And what I said is, it's the woman who makes the choice. So that woman you was with chose to be with the drug dude or had a choice to be with you. So how can you say it's the man's fault when she had a choice between good? I ain't really saying you good, but better than him.
Obviously not good enough.
Yeah, I'm good and bad, and she chose bad. How is that the man's fault?
All right, so answer.
Put your cape on.
Yep.
I was trying to pull her away from the bad guy.
No, but he didn't explain why it's the man's fault. The man was
Ronan, write my script for
her
me.
choice.
You're my Ronan is my AI. Go.
No,
Ronan.
no, I'm not. You're gonna answer your own goddamn question.
Ronan, stop interrupting him. That's what he gets off. He never answers a question.
I never
answer,
get
Richard. Answer. We're gonna shut up.
Geographically speaking, I talked about Philly and LA, right? I lived in Atlanta for a year and a half as well. I dated in Atlanta, had success, right? The thing is, geographically, there were so many opportunities for young Black men to pick up the rock or start doing crime. And now it's fraud or whatever. I don't know. There were so many young men involved in the trade that they got involved. These women got involved with these guys because they were neighborhood guys. So it's Philly, if it's west, north, south, uptown, if it's Atlanta, Buckhead, downtown Atlanta, Marietta, when I didn't know no better. These are all things that were a part of their lives. Maybe I should confess that I was surprised, Fearless, at how many young Black women from fatherless homes, some of whom's fathers were dead from the drug trade or in jail from the drug trade. I was really surprised at how many of them had been touched by the drug trade. So when I blame Black men, there were only a few Black drug queen pins. And y'all talked about Big Meech, Larry Hoover earlier today. We failed our women. I'm going to stick by that. I know that for a fact from my experience on this planet. I see it over here, how things work differently over here.
I know you're going around. I just need you to answer this question.
That was my answer.
If a woman, you didn't answer it. If a woman had a choice between a good guy, you, and a bad guy, bad drug dealer, why are you saying it's the man's fault for her choice?
Because if I can't offer her better opportunities than a dope boy, then I failed her, and she not for me. She for the streets. But if I
she got to be for you. So you're telling me if a girl only had a choice to be a prostitute,
married me, why you asking me these crazy ass questions?
If a girl only had a choice to be a prostitute and something else, and you say, well, that was her only choice.
I met a hooker on Sunset Boulevard. I had a business in LA, right on Sunset, right in the heart of Hollywood. And this young girl told me, and she was in her 20s, I'm a hoe. My mama was a hoe. My grandmama was a hoe.
But you would wipe her up.
Exactly.
If I could get her out of Hodem. Whoa.
God damn, man.
If I could get her out of Hodem. Yeah. Bring the smoke. Crazy, Come with it.
I ain't got no smoke. You a fool. You the fool. She ain't the fool. You the fool. Because you know why? I'll tell you the story. There was a little girl walking. There was a little girl walking. There was a snake on the ground. And the snake said, I'm cold. Little girl, can you help me out? And she said, I can't, man. You know, you a snake. He said, look, I just need to be warm. She picked up the snake. She put it in her pocket. The snake was a reptile. He started getting a little warm. So, you know, she goes into her pocket and she gets bit. She says, snake, how could you bite me? He said, you knew I was a snake when you picked me up.
Good one.
A woman's not a snake.
You knew she was a fucking whore when you picked her up because she was a whore, her mom was a whore, and her grandma was a whore. What do you expect her to be? You called her a whore.
Called her a whore.
Oh Lord. See, you don't even know what you say, man.
Vanillity.
Bro, hold
all day long.
You called her a whore.
Wait, I told her story, what she called herself. But a woman is not naturally a whore. And I knew that she was speaking from her pain. We talked about trauma last night. And would I have helped her? And did I? Hell yeah.
Yeah, you and Chris, man, y'all belong together.
We need more people like me and Chris to help save our sisters. How about that? I
Oh,
put that
my
out.
Lord Jesus. No, we do not.
Our sisters need help. Wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, well,
you were the one to help them.
Richard, you know, I do agree that there's nothing wrong with helping, you know, sisters out, but I mean, you know, Chris's approach of doing things is just totally
By the way, there's
wrong.
a new question in my panel. Please look at the new question on the panel.
Can American Toggle Hike even answer a direct way?
Please answer the poll. Inquiring minds want to know. The fuck?
Like Angie, E.T., and J, I speak above your conscious level.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I do. You can't see me.
I can't, brother. I think you got one of them. Matter of fact, I think you got one of them chromosomes she was talking about. You got one of them chromosomes. That's the problem.
Chromosome XY29.
28.
28, whatever the fuck it was.
Yep, that's your chromosome, brother.
Whatever the fuck it was. All right, so yes, I do. It helps me tap into a woman's need to exist. It helps me tap into my feminine side and let them be them. It has helped me in my dating life, in my love life. I am very fulfilled. So yeah, I'm tapping.
Let me ask you a question, man.
Are you
When does
sitting in a house by
let me
yourself?
ask you
At 67 years
yeah,
old.
he's 67 in the house by himself. But let me ask you a question, Richard.
I have an answer for you,
When
Ronnie.
when does a lion say that he has to tap into the zebra's soft side to understand?
You said zebra soft.
Yeah, a lion is a lion, man. A lion is the king.
Hold up, homie. You
That's
mean
what you do. It's like a zebra, man. You got to like tap into the zebra to understand it.
Oh my goodness.
And see, that's the thing. There's a quote that says, "A lion doesn't be bothered by the opinion of sheeps." You a man. What do you got to be feminine for to get a woman?
Why should you have to show a feminine side at all as a man?
But Fearless didn't.
As a man, you can be understanding, you can be empathetic, you can be a lot of things, but you don't have to stop being a man and tap into your feminine side to understand a fucking woman.
Yana, I'm going to refer to my counselor.
No, you're not. You're going to answer the goddamn question.
I'm going to refer to
I just have to ask, but Fearless, didn't you say yesterday that Richard has to challenge, what was her name, Angie or something like that? But if the lion doesn't concern himself with the opinion of a sheep, which we all, I think, can say, this, I don't know her, but Angie might be a sheep.
Oh no, she's a hyena for sure.
Oh, okay, hyena. Why should Richard concern himself with the opinion? Why should he challenge her?
No,
or
it's not the heat. Hold up, Darnell. It would be different challenging her and then just agreeing with her. See, that's what he does. He agrees with her. He co-signs her. She can do no wrong and say no wrong. That's the difference.
You a snitch. I didn't realize I was on a snitch panel tonight. Let me put some clarification on that for you, Darnell. And I'm going to say this again, if I could, just from my own perspective. That girl is like.
Do not say she's a fucking genius.
She's future smart.
Richard, you did not have. Oh, he's gone now. I guess it's.
No, I just put him in the back room, and I just.
No. I want to ask him. Hold up, before that, because hold up, Richard was not on the panel that we were on the panel. If you remember, how dumb she sounded when we would ask her questions. She blamed a man for duking her into getting married at 19. I said, how was it his fault? You said yes. Well, he was older than me. He manipulated me. Huh? What do you mean? You said yes. This same woman tells you she don't like. This is what she said. She don't like passport bros. And passport bros, they go to other countries because they couldn't make it in the United States.
True.
She said, you're not a man if you can't make it in your own country.
True.
Ask Angie where her husband from, because he couldn't make it in his fucking country. He's not American. He's African. So he couldn't make it in his country, and he had to have her save him. See, she don't tell you that shit.
Fucking sugar mama.
Exactly. She don't tell you that shit. She'll say a passport bro had to leave to make it because he can't make it here. Ask her about why her husband couldn't make it where he was at. She won't answer it. She'll say, I don't want to talk about my relationship. When we told her, she blamed a man. I gave the analogy, and I even got a short about it. She said, oh, women, it's like the car mechanic she said, men take advantage of us when I take my car in and they take advantage. I said, that's a great analogy. I said, I don't know anything about cars. If I were going to have my car looked at, or I was going to buy a new car, you know what I would do? I would take my mechanic with me. So my mechanic, before I made a purchase, he would look at that car and let me know if that's a good purchase. Now, the mechanic might not get everything, but at least I did my due diligence. I said, that's the same. If you didn't know about this man, why didn't you bring an uncle, a cousin, a father, someone along? Because me as a father or an uncle, whomever, I can vet that man much better than you can. I said the same way when I would bring a woman home, my mom would be like, don't bring that floozy back in my house, because my mom could see things that I couldn't see. My sisters could see things I couldn't see. And you know what she kept saying? Y'all crazy. Y'all stupid. Y'all this.
Did you say that your mother said, don't bring that floozy?
That's right. Don't bring no floozy back in my house.
Wait, you trying to critique me for my choices?
But that's the whole thing. That shows you how old. That shows you how old his mother was. She believed in the old ways.
I'm older than his mother.
No, you're not.
No,
you absolutely are not. You're not older than my mother either.
Exactly.
How old is your mother?
My mother's 81.
My mother passed. She was born in 1933.
I apologize.
Mine was born in 1944. So you telling me what the fuck am I learning from you?
So what could I learn from you at 67? That's a good question. I've been
a whole lot.
You really think so?
Lot you skipped over.
So you keep saying it. Hold up, Richard. You keep saying that this woman is intelligent.
Do you really think that your life will hyper speed itself to where I am maybe 10 years later? I've been meaning to check you on that.
Believe me, Richard, you're letting me know right now that age does not dictate intelligence.
Wisdom. At all.
You should be intelligent enough by the time you're in your 50s to let that intelligence trickle down to wisdom in your 60s. Intelligence is only one part of self-awareness. So let's not go there with that. And
you're the guy that said you want to turn a hoe into a housewife. How intelligent is that?
Didn't Jesus?
No.
And he ain't making no housewife.
Mary Magdalene?
He prayed for her.
I'm sorry, my bad.
And that's all I can do for you.
He didn't lay down with her. He didn't have no babies by her. He didn't do none of that. He didn't turn her into no housewife. He turned her into somebody that followed him and served him. Where's the housewife at? Where the kids at?
Is that not what a housewife does?
No.
Follow you and serve you?
That is not just what a housewife does. And if you were in that other room, they would have a fucking problem with you saying that.
Mm-hmm. You want? I want you to go there and say that next week. Go there and say that.
I'm not another room and say that shit. What up, G? You better jump in here like hopscotch and save this motherfucker.
I ain't saying shit, man. That nigga been drowning himself the whole past.
Right, Drew. Give me a second. Drew. Salute, my brother. Give me a second. I just want to put this car in park.
Keep drowning.
He said keep drowning. You're on your own. He said I ain't throwing you no fucking life raft. I ain't throwing you shit.
Thank you, Drew. I don't need it. I'll be all right. Right. So I would say that there, and what you might not know about my relationship with Chris, Zed, and that channel is that I have been very contentious on that channel.
You've been very compliant. And
no, you can go back and look at the tapes. It's on tape. Give me a second, Ronan. I found a parking spot. I'm gonna put it in park for a sec. But look, I have been very contentious. I was kicked out of their room.
You know how you train a dog. Listen. I'm gonna equate this to training an animal. Okay. You know how you train an animal? You slap it in the nose a couple times. You keep on telling it no until it starts to become obedient to what you're doing.
Nothing about training
okay, so basically, they have castrated you to a point where you can sit in that room. You can agree with them because they have slapped you about the head and body and snipped off your fucking nuts to where you don't say shit anymore in that fucking room. How about that?
And let me tell you how obedient we are, Richard. We ain't been on that show in a couple of months. We ain't been on that show in months.
And they still got it.
Our name comes up every single show. He gonna say Ronan.
And yet you keep watching their channel and knowing what I'm doing over there. So who's a fan?
And my own wrench is over there too, Ozzy.
What? So who's the fan? Y'all were
we're not fans.
Wait, you
were waiting for him. Wait. We're just like him, waiting for him to grow. Wait, we're just like him, waiting for him to grow a set of nuts again and say, "Hey, we need to get." And by the way, in the back channels, he's actually tried to get Fearless to come back on the show again.
Hey, Drew, I've just found the parking spot for Drew. Check this out. I don't understand why
Drew says I do not need you to set me up for shit.
I'm sorry about that, bro. I don't understand. I apologize. I don't understand why Ronan keeps like watching nuts grow. And now
I can just tell a nutless man and a man that actually has a pair.
Why you keep looking at people nuts?
I don't have to look at him. I can just tell by your actions.
All right,
you can tell a eunuch when you run into
do you understand something? Do you see his show? It's like majority women, man. Every woman agrees with it. Who does he call out? Vinny and Angie, and it's women. he has never in his life disagreed with a woman. Maya said the exact same thing that I said. And I'll tell you what she said. Maya was like, I eat healthy. You know, the reason a lot of women, especially in America, have a bad pH is because this greasy food that they eat. I said the same thing. Zed talked about it for a year.
Oh, you just said the name. You done said the name.
That's $10. That's $10. That's $10. That's $10.
Contribute to the Ronin Philippine Fund.
Yeah,
I got to.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to slip up because I heard Richard say her name. So I'm like, yeah, somebody's gonna slip up and say her name in here. Somebody's gonna say it.
I was waiting for it too.
Damn. Richard, fuck me up, man.
Hey, Drew.
Richard, man. You got me, Richard. You got me, man.
It's Drew's fault because I might have to kick up $10 too. I guess.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was the rules. So.
Oh shit, that's fucking funny. Well, you're not part of the agreement. You're not. You're not. You can say it whatever. You can say it whenever. It's certain people in the room that have that agreement. You're not in that agreement, so
I'll defer to my counsel down there for any further discussions.
That's been the rule for like 6 months, I believe.
Yep. Since October last year, when we had our closeout whole fucking roast with them.
Yeah,
we've not said their names, and if we do, we pay.
They're like Prince, just the people that we can't.
How was the show about ninjas versus good brothers, and Drew got this ninja costume on? Can someone explain that?
He knew what to show up in.
Yeah.
How much is I gotta pay? What is it?
$10.
10.
All right.
And remember, Fearless, I am your overseas offshore account. Holla at your boy.
I don't know if you brothers.
But go ahead, Drew. Yeah.
Are we talking still about ninjas? And
yeah, we trying to, but this old head trying to. I mean, even older than me.
Did y'all see
that?
Did y'all see that video with the brother in the Philippines?
Which one? There's so
the
many.
One that got stuck over there.
Oh, the homeless guy. The one that was homeless for a while?
Yeah, it looked like he had a girlfriend and whatnot. And he went over there originally for 6 months. 6 months then turned into 2025.
Damn.
I don't have no ticket home, and he was in bad shape, man.
Oh, so he was doing the whole e-begging thing too?
No, he didn't. Someone actually helped him. They set him up a GoFundMe. He wanted to go back home.
Oh, didn't Sunshine Shoulders set that guy up? That was an old man that was like that.
No. This is a younger brother from Virginia.
Oh,
set him up with a.
By the way, I did receive payment. Fearless said pay me. There you go.
Yeah, this is. He seemed like an intelligent brother, but man, he got. I don't know.
Got raped.
Some of us. I think when we get over there, man, our noses get filled with whatever.
So how you feel about this, Drew? The ninjas versus the good brothers, and I'll ask you the question. Well, 2 questions. One, have you ever contributed to Jay Rillo or one of those guys? That's the first one.
No.
Second question is, whose fault do you think it is? Is it the man's fault or the woman's fault as to the Pookie and Ray Ray session? Meaning the downfall because men act like Pookie and Ray Ray, or is it the women who are accepting the Pookies and Ray Rays?
Oh, shout out to my boy Eugene. I got a $5 cash app from him. Appreciate it, brother. And shout out to Fearless for his $10 cash app. Appreciate you. Anytime you want to slip up, go right ahead.
The answer to the first question is no. I've never contributed to Jay Rello or NYC The Future or I can't think or Milano or Floyd. Just trying to go through the crash out Mount Rushmore of guys I can name off the top of my head. But I never contributed to any of those dudes, man. It's sad. To answer your second question, what was the second question one more time? I forget.
Who is to blame for the Pookies and Ray Rays? Or the downfall of black? Let's say the downfall of black men.
I think Pookies and Ray Rays. I think it. So, men, we are natural hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna throw whatever bait out there, and if it's Pookie energy that's gonna get her, or Ray Ray energy that's gonna get her, that's what guys sometimes throw out there to get them.
So it's the woman, because the woman has to accept the bait.
She has to accept the bait. Exactly. She has
So
to accept
if
the
he
bait.
threw out Pookie and Ray Ray and she didn't accept it, then Pookie and Ray Ray would have to change up the bait.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So it is the women, like I said.
Yeah. Female is going to have to accept it. You know, you coming in just like, you know, a marriage proposal. A man goes and proposes.
Right.
She has to say yes or no.
I mean, how many years has this been going on? I think Andrew Tate came out with it. It says females give access to sex, males give access to marriage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. So if a woman is laying down with a man, that's on her. She chosen. My body, my choice. All those things the feminists say.
Oh man, I saw a clip of that. My body, my choice. It was Heathen Queen. You guys remember her? She used to come on a couple of channels back in the days, and she got caught up. Like, I mean, somebody did a reverse Uno card on her. My body, my choice.
He said a reverse Uno.
Yeah. Wow.
What happened? What they do?
It was kind of like what they were saying. The guy was saying something about, you know, she was saying my body, my choice, and you know, we both came together to make a child, and we both should be responsible. And the guy said to the fact, like, well, how about if I want the child? Well, you can't do that because it's my body, my choice. And he's like, gotcha. You know, like, you know, you can't do that. So I don't know. But man, this whole relationship stuff, you know.
We ain't really was talking about. We was just talking about like the good brothers and the ninjas, and like if you travel overseas and how they preceding us. That good guys, you know, in any term of the world, you know, we become last. You know, it's the ninjas that precede us, and why is that? You know, and why do we? Another question is, Drew, why do we put up with it? Why did you said you don't contribute to Jay Rillo, but why is it that those guys put all that money to Jay Rillo and he's the crash out dummy?
Man, you know, everybody has their fans, man.
Hey, let me go this far. I actually had Jay Rillo and me and the Andrew show did a show together. The whole time he was on the panel with me, all I did was question why he hasn't grown. All I questioned on was why he was doing certain things wrong, why he wasn't progressing and learning how to travel safer, better, not e-begging. You know, why don't you have a job to finance that stuff? Why don't you have a credit card? I was fucking drilling his ass. So even when I'm on a panel with him, pause.
The thing is, Ronan, it works. Why change?
Right.
Exactly.
And it even got worse. It even got worse. So then I started making
Let me answer Phyllis' question. Why change? Because right now the world's getting dangerous, and right now e-begging is going to get you in a bad spot. They are right now putting out a lot of new restrictions on traveling. And I'm not talking about Trump's little memo and stuff like that. I'm talking, and I'm going to be doing a video on this next week. There are going to be a lot of changes going to certain countries, Thailand being one of them, Brazil being another one. That's why. And these guys doing this e-begging stuff are not going to have the cash to make that transition. Case in point, 48 hours ago, a transformer blew up that was supplying energy to Heathrow Airport in England. They had to reroute people. People had to go stay in hotels. The hotels jacked up the prices. Okay, you think these e-beggars just on this little budget that they got can be able to afford to, you know, adjust their plans financially? No.
And like Brazil, I think now you have to show that you got $5,000 in the bank or something like that. 2,000.
Oh, they increased it.
I think
it was 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
2,000. Yeah.
Oh, 2,000. Oh, okay.
2,000 in the bank and a return trip home.
I mean, Philippines is like that already. It's not a bank thing, but you still have to have a return ticket.
That's what I'm saying. these guys and the way they're booking their flights, they're only booking one way to get over there, and they get stranded, and then they do another fundraiser. And these dudes, I mean, Jay Rillo raised $8,000.
I think it was 10 at the end of it. It was 10.
It was 10
grand.
Yeah. 10 grand.
I can't believe it. I can't even get a $5 super chat.
No, right?
And,
hey,
and he spent $1,000 on that gambling.
Oh, and buying weed. He stayed fucking high, and whatever Tootsie he was over there snorting on, but he stayed high the whole fucking time.
Yeah, and he was breaking the law intentionally because he ran through an area where you're not supposed to be filming. Not supposed to be filming people, period, without their permission. He was told not to do it, but he decided to do it anyway. See, that's a disregard for laws and stuff with other countries. And him doing that makes us look bad.
Yep.
That's the stuff we're talking about.
But, you know, America Talk Live says that's okay.
Can I address that real quick?
Yeah, he was in your country doing
Jay Rillo basically did a modern day sweetback for 10 racks. That's not bad. That's sitting on the internet somewhere on a YouTube channel that's still getting clicks. It's media. So I don't watch his content, but he made a $10,000 POV point of view type of documentary and made 10 racks off it. I don't see any
No, he
problem with
didn't
that.
make 10 racks. When you don't make the money to keep it, you don't make shit. He spent 10 racks.
Well, that's what you do when you get 10 racks to make a movie.
No. You don't understand. When you make a movie, there's a rate of return.
Well,
You don't get no rate of return.
Matter of fact, his channel got suspended after that trip.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know too that I dropped that the link in the back chat of the brother that got stuck. Well, he's currently stuck in the Philippines right now, and he's got a GoFundMe and everything. Pretty good story. He seemed like he was a smart guy, man.
Oh yeah, I did a little bit of that on a video I did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I spoke about that a little bit.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is, it's embarrassing to have us as brothers and stuff, black men, that's doing this stuff.
Passport blueprint, man. You are wrong, man. This is why you're wrong.
Okay.
To you, it would be embarrassing. To somebody like him, it's just like whatever. He's just like
to the crowd. He's playing to the crowd, playing up.
When I was little and you went to the store with food stamps, you was hiding them. I don't know. I see my food stamps. I'm broke. Today's world, they like, shoot, I got my EBT card. They happy. See, that's the difference, man. What would embarrass us? That brother ain't embarrassing. It ain't even embarrassing. It ain't even embarrassing to him. That's the crazy part, man. That's what men are now. Those men.
But you know what?
Being broke ain't even embarrassing.
Hold up. Is this the kid that was with the Peace Corps or something like that and quit his job to stay over there?
No. That's a guy in Thailand. Low to the max. But
he's got 159,000 subscribers. He can't be that.
That's the guy who's interviewing
who
him.
made it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, shoot, I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
We were talking about that.
We were talking about what the hell was we talking about? He's not embarrassed anymore. They're not embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that jogs your memory.
No, if I could bring it back full
the whole
circle.
thing is, here's the thing. He's a performer, and that's one thing I gave him credit for. He's a great performer. He performs for his people. He knows how to beg and sound disappointed and clap his hands like, damn it. Why would you be emotional when you're not losing your own goddamn money? That's why I say he's a great actor. He acts so upset when something goes wrong. God damn it. I didn't get the money the way I wanted to get the money. He's acting all this like he's literally losing his own personal money when he's not losing his money at all.
Jay Rillo is the dude that sits on the corner with the tub for money and everybody pays him because he can't walk.
Rod in his hand.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, he gets up and his feet comes out. And he's like, "What happened to your feet? I thought you didn't have none." And he walks over to the car. That's Jay Rillo. I ain't know. Crazy.
And it's a Mercedes Benz.
Yep.
Classic theme from Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering how long it's gonna last, though. I mean, it can't last forever. This is not longevity young YouTube for him.
Well, it's till the next great guy comes up that's going to be a better potential crash out dummy. He's already getting competition from NYC The Future.
You know what? Now I remember what I was about to say. So I don't know if you guys had ever did any, like, did you ever, any of you guys watch any British shows? And there's a British show in particular called
Benny Hill, all those, yeah.
No, not Benny Hill, but it's done by Ricky Gervais. He's a comedian.
Gervais,
and the name of the show was Idiot Abroad.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of that show?
I think so.
Okay, so Idiot Abroad, basically, they got this friend that he's like a Jay Rello. He's an idiot, just a straight idiot. So in their minds, they pay for all his trips to crash out abroad. I mean, they put him in the worst situation. It's hilarious.
I saw that.
They did a whole show of this. It's probably like 8, it might be 16 episodes, but they just sent him all around the world and just crashed out just about everywhere. They put him in like the worst situations ever. And I mean, it got a lot of views. It's called, the name of the show is An Idiot Abroad.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah.
I got you right here.
I'm going to have to start growing my beard back out and pull the Rillo.
No, don't do that.
So that's it, The Idiot Abroad.
Yeah, we got you this far.
Is it a real documentary? Is it like a real documentary? Or
it's a real show. It's hilarious. It's these two comedians that send they like, we grew up with this dude. He's an idiot, and we can send him anywhere, and we just want to see him freak out. We just want to see him crash out.
I mean, is it unscripted? Like he's really like an idiot, or is it?
It's unscripted.
Oh.
It's shot documentary style, but scripted. So they put him in situations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good way of explaining it.
I've seen. Wow.
Yeah.
Respect.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I think we do it. We fall for the worst of us. I mean, I had my other channel, and remember I told you I shut it down, and I remember I was talking to my wife, but I said, "Man, I'm gonna put this most dumbest video up, and I want to see what happens." Like I had spent time on some videos, and then I put one up it was in Sasua, just walking with nothing. But I think I had 500,000 hits on that, views. And I would question when people would comment and talk. I'm like, why? Like, what the hell? Like, y'all can't be this. You know, you put 30 seconds into something, you get 500,000. You put 30 hours into one and you get 1 view. Made no sense.
Well, that's what you're doing wrong. I'm hoping to share some of my experience with YouTube. I've been on their campus in Los Angeles, in Playa del Rey. I've been on their campus, let's just say. So I kind of get it. I failed at it. I never made any money from YouTube, but it's not a question of winners or losers. It's some people just walk away too soon. Perhaps I did. Fearless, you said you shut down a channel.
I mean, I had like 10,000 subs, and
it wasn't a bad channel. He actually was successful. He just chose to change the
when the wife said she got pregnant, I had to make a choice. So I said I'll do it and won't talk about that stuff. So I had to transition.
You had to go back to your Stimpin' days.
I had to just leave a different legacy, you know. I couldn't show hoes all the time.
And you didn't respond to that grenade at all, huh?
My pimping days? What was it?
I said you had to go back to your simping days and being a dad. You had to tap back into your feminine side.
As a dad, you're not a simp. A dad, I become hyper masculine because the thing is, I need to let my daughter see what a real man is. Because
there you go.
who she's going to take home, I have to be the golden image for that.
Yep.
That's how it has to be. I can't be in my feminine like you.
Exactly. Hey,
I have to be the apex.
And that's why.
Who's laughing? Who laughed at that?
I'm laughing. Just Drew.
Me
I'm
too.
laughing. And what I was about to say is that's why you see in older cultures, they don't get to pick their husband. They got to bring. There's a dude that like, hey, let me go check his family out. You don't get to pick husbands. I get to pick it for your husband. And it was Indian culture, right? So they're successful for the most part.
Yeah, you can find love later.
Yep, they do it as a business decision for generational wealth.
Yeah,
like Ronan is about to find love later in life, aren't you, Ronan?
Depends.
Hey man, I can't wait to see his story. I think it's going to be good to see.
Drew, I can't wait to see his new story.
Yeah,
and I encourage him because that's a good thing. Yeah. I do.
Absolutely. I don't want him to crash out like this brother, like I see here in the background, the video I sent you, because he went through some pitfalls that I thought he would have at least addressed before he even left.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't even get my banking set up to let them know that I was out of the country. They shut me down. I was like, oh,
well,
that's like,
I know exactly who Drew's talking about. I watched his story as well. He's in the Philippines, correct?
Yeah.
Never leave the States without notifying your bank.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing with even with Navy Fed. You have an option to let them know what country you're going to online.
Yeah. He didn't do any of that.
People didn't. You just don't understand your situation. That's the whole thing, man. A lot of these guys don't do anything. They just go by the seat of their pants. They don't do no fucking research. They have no idea what to expect aside for what they see online. And none of those guys actually prep you on understanding what you need to know.
I watched Chocolate Man, Retired Working for You, Tim Newton, Richie Mack, a bunch of other cats who were out here, boots on the ground, reporting on their YouTube channels. I'm subs to all of them. And yet I still did my research. Yeah. And I called all my card companies. Some of them had an automatic response. If you're going overseas, you don't need to let us know. If you use your card there, I love B of A for that, Bank of America, we'll know that you're there. We won't block your card access. But I did that research on my own. So when I saw that young brother say that, Drew, I thought to myself, dummy, that was your first mistake.
Yep.
Yeah. See, if he would have paid somebody like Richie Mack that 7K, he'd have been all right. He wouldn't have them.
Yeah, but that's for a party, though. That's for a party.
I'm just saying.
For the long term.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm joking with that.
Yeah, he definitely could have got a consultation from somebody, but he went there just hey.
I mean, there's so many people in the Philippines. It's ridiculous that are filming real time.
There's a lot of guys in the
Gio in the Philippines. There's Hassan. There's another Marine that's over there. It's me. He's a Marine that used to be a Chicago cop and been married to his Filipino wife, who he had in the United States. The Black Filipino. There's so many different YouTube channels over there that can give you a world of information before you step foot in that country. Just like in Thailand, Alex and Miley, Chocolate Man in Thailand. Patty Doyle was somebody I used to recommend a lot. I watch a lot of white YouTubers. Sorry.
What about me?
No, brother, you don't put out any information. Your channel is dead.
Well, I could advise people. I could advise people.
But it's hard to learn. It's hard to learn to be rich from a poor man.
Damn. Damn, that is an echo chamber.
I thought he was saying that to Drew.
Oh,
no, I'm saying you is when you say, hey, you're gonna give us advice, and
You meant Ronan? You talking about Ronan?
Well, first of all, hey, I got this poll right now. It says, "Can American Talk Live ever answer a direct question with a straight answer?" And 25% say yes, and 75% say no. So why would somebody want to pay for consultation when they can't get a straight answer from you?
Because look, he charged by the hour. That's why. And the first 5 minutes is going to hold up, Ronan. He charges by the hour. And let me tell you his first thing when he called you, the first 5 minutes. Fearless.
How my levels?
How my levels?
I am legend.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I would
we're
say
gonna be wrapping
to
it up
that,
in a minute, I hope, Fearless. I mean,
good. I hope
we're
so
wrapping it up.
too. Unless you want to hear more of my bullshit, but I would say this, man.
As long as you know you're spewing out shit, that's all we need to know.
I'm channeling my inner Angie ETNJ.
Man, you know the numbers in code, man. I did not even know that were her.
Hey, brothers, I'm gonna be out too, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Drew.
Yeah. You hold it down. Hold it down.
No, we out, brother. We out.
Yeah, y'all hold
Yeah,
it
It was
down.
a great live. Hey, tune in next Thursday. We're gonna have
something.
discipline or abuse. Getting your ass whipped. Is that the new how it should be, or is time out the way we should go? So and we know Drew like to whip ass. He likes to whip that ass.
Yep.
Well, fellas, man,
All
we
right,
greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. Please hit the like button, subscribe, the notification bell so you can get notified for every time we go live. Like to have fun here. Subscribe to Richard's channel. He'll come
Right, don't do
on.
that.
You don't put out no content.
I ain't got nothing to say.
You should have
I
fucked
ain't
down.
doing
As long as you
Nothing but
recognize that,
love
even
for you, baby.
I ain't got nothing to say. All right. Peace and love, brothers. I always appreciate you. You are the highlight of my week. I truly mean that.
just grow some nuts and talk back in the other room.
You need to stop looking at people's nuts, homie.
I'm not looking at you.
He ain't got no nuts to look at. What do you
Exactly. A eunuch is a eunuch, and you can tell a eunuch without ever having to look at his nuts. Or the lack thereof.
He disappeared. All right, Ronan, brother, I'm out. I got swim lessons in the morning.
Push the button, man. Let them get that outro song.